Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back for another Thursday night paint and chill. How
Well,
you guys doing out there in TV land? How you doing, Justin?
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I might be muting and writing and chilling instead a lot throughout this episode.
Okay, don't worry about it. We're only going to go for like 2 hours or so. I got some stuff I got to take care of after the show, and I would say I want to get back to writing, but just not the story I'm writing. I want to hurry and get that one knocked out as quick as possible, and move on to.
You should embrace it. It will teach you how to be comfortable with things that you normally are not.
That's why I accepted it. That and
Yeah, and you will be accepting it every November from now on until you become an expert in the field, or
yeah.
we need to up the number of months that we do this.
Yeah, I'm sure you can come up with other alliterations besides Naughty November, Slutty September. Yeah, sure.
Jerking it January.
God. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you could just come up with a year's worth in like less than 12 minutes. Just say it. Um,
Oh,
it's not a big deal. It's just you know uh, there's a couple of issues, obviously, with with the prompt I was given, but
no. The prompt you were given was an erotica story. Do whatever the hell you want. Everything else was a joke.
yeah, well, so was the slasher month, and I figure just roll with it. There are going to be assignments I'm going to get in the coming year where I'm asked to write something that I may not be digging it. Usually I can turn it around. I wasn't digging the airship theme, even though I love airships. I just it was just a mood thing. I wasn't in that mood. Hold on just a second, folks.
Yeah. Someone's throwing a hot dog at the front door of Shadow's place, and Chewie wants it. Yeah. That's my story, the one I just made up. Uh, I think it would make a great opening scene to a serial killer flick. Yeah. Did you hear
Sorry.
any of that?
No, I didn't hear a word of it. The dog
No.
is being a knucklehead, as
Yeah. Yeah. I said he was being baited by a serial killer, and this would be a great opening scene to a story.
Sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure. Oh, that or it's an FBI raid. One of the two. Take your pick. Either way.
Is there a difference?
Not really. But
Mm.
like I was saying with the airship story,
The
I
serial killer is less pedophilic.
oh yeah, I won't have any of that in anywhere within my life.
I'm gonna dismiss the alarm.
Extreme close up.
I accidentally hit snooze earlier.
Hey, what's up, Crafting? You know where the link is. You want to come on in? Hey, what's up,
Yeah,
Bubba?
Baba,
Same
long
thing,
time
man.
no
We're just
see. What's
chilling. You
up?
want to come in?
Yeah.
And I should bring the chat up so I can actually read it better. Goobers. I haven't heard that in so long. Oh my god.
Goobers.
So I have a chocolate covered peanut. Okay. I've been called worse.
I much prefer the raisinets.
I like to mix them, to be honest.
Nah, fuck peanuts.
You're not a fan of peanuts? I like peanuts in almost all its forms. Peanut butter.
Peanut
Um,
butter is good.
peanut
Now, if
butter.
you had something that like, if they would invent a version of the Reese's peanut butter cup that had raisinets in it, I think that would be glorious.
They've got the peanut butter cups with pretzels, potato chips, and they've got one that's got the mini M&Ms in it. Raisinets, why not?
Yeah,
Um,
I had just the other day a jumbo. It was like fucking three times the size of a normal Reese's peanut butter cup.
yeah, we've got those. They're like
Yeah,
toys, but yeah, they're much more
yeah,
satisfying. But it just makes you want the second one.
yeah. They're single packed.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
like, what the
they come in a
shit?
tray of like 12 or whatever. But per
No worries, Per. Welcome to the show. What I don't like are those Reese's the thins. They're like half the thickness. It's like, what the hell?
no,
No, no. What I want to do is make like a Reese's peanut butter cup in like a pie tin. You know.
no. What I want to do is just like start ordering the bulk box I told you about.
Mhm.
Remember when I was working for the Chamber of
Yeah.
Commerce up in Trail? Yeah, I just gotta start ordering one of those every week.
What do we have here?
I could
A
eat a circuit of
crafting gamer. Welcome to the show, brother.
I could eat a positive number of 1,700 Reese's peanut butter cups in a week. That would happen very easily.
I,
Isn't there a
I,
story where you did
Well,
that once?
maybe a month. Yes, yes, yes. Well, it took me 3 months. I didn't finish the entire box,
it's
but
funny too because there was a period of time. Apparently, this is the Reese's peanut butter cup story hour, and I was buying Reese's peanut butter cups, and someone asked me why do you buy those so much? I'm like, I don't know, I don't even like them. And now I'm like, yeah, I guess I like them now. Um,
uh, there were other chocolate bars. You could have gotten a Mars.
mm,
Like like
oh, those were the
honestly,
shit.
honestly,
Those were
I,
the
I really
bomb.
I really gotta find where those things are being sold.
Yep.
The
Yep.
bulk boxes.
I've seen the recipe. I've seen it done. I've even seen them where you can buy them already made, and they're like it's basically a Reese's peanut butter cup pie. But I
Yeah.
suspect that it's going to have some like cheap, crappy crust at the bottom. I'm like, no, it's got to be chocolate, peanut butter, chocolate, all the same, two ingredients. No messing around. I don't want that graham
Well,
cracker
there's more
nonsense.
ingredients in there, but
You don't.
the peanut butter has to be cut with more butter and I think a lard. Can't remember.
Yeah.
It has to be, but it has to be properly mixed. And there's something that they do something to the peanut butter to make it not
It's
crumble.
squishy,
Well, that and like when peanut butter dries out, it becomes like
crumbly.
yeah, crumbly, like the crumble at the bottom of a fucking date square or whatever.
Sorry.
Because that's the way, if you bite into a Reese's peanut butter cup, it is kind of that way inside.
It, but there's something there to keep it from going too clumpy as
Right.
well. Like it's still smooth in like it's drier, but it's not clumped into little grains of like dough or
Dust.
whatever.
Yeah.
Peanut dough. Yeah.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I got
Uh,
some peanut butter cookie mix on the counter.
you peanut butter cookie mix. Like you know exactly what I'm talking about if you've had an overly dry peanut butter cookie. Uh, like it'll go that way if you let the oil wick off of peanut butter and keep doing it or whatever. Yeah, it's weird.
So what's up, crafting? How you been, man?
Tell us
Discovered
about
that I
peanut butter
have strep.
cups.
Huh. Discovered that not only do I have strep throat, like I said the other day, I have the stomach flu.
Chlamydia.
I was going to say tumor, but I'm glad it's just something a little more mild.
A
Uh,
tumor.
yeah, I know, right?
It's not a tumor, damn it!
That was really good, TCG. That was really good.
Hmm.
Yours wasn't bad either, Justin.
You gotta talk with and I do that normally. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to
So,
talk
what
as
is
if
your
you
take?
do have a tumor.
What is your take on Reese's? Their crafting. The audience would like to
Yeah,
know.
they're okay. I'm more of a
kick them.
hard toffee or nougat, whatever the hell comes in a Heath bar.
Oh, yeah,
Heath
yeah, yeah.
bar.
Those are good. Those are good.
I don't think we have Heath bars.
Yeah, it's basically like glass sugar covered in chocolate. It's really
It's a little more
hard,
than just sugar.
brittle.
It's not technically caramel. You could tell by the taste it's not.
Yeah, it's more
It's
like a
something
butter
else.
flavored. It's like a butter flavored rock candy. Very smooth.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, feel
I
better,
think we
TCG.
have something like that.
It's really really good, but it can destroy your teeth in a single bite because it is that hard. It's like the stuff that's in between peanuts and peanut brittle. You know that the stuff that holds the peanuts together. It's kind of like that.
Oh,
And usually just a little bit
okay.
harder.
Yeah, but even peanut brittle is pretty
Yeah,
brutal.
you gotta get peanut butter with peanut brittle when it's fresh.
Yeah.
It's more than a week old. It's like fucking rock.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at that point, it's not peanut brittle. It's concrete.
It's a salt lick,
Yeah.
but sweet.
I mean, you could literally you could take a piece of peanut brittle and cut somebody with it after a certain amount of time. That's the way Heath bar is too. If you bite it just wrong, you could literally like start
Yeah,
bleeding from chewing it.
yeah. It's like what's that obsidian? Fucking
For anybody who's in jail, if you
sharpness.
need a knife, suck on a Heath bar until it's nice and sharp, and you can shiv them with it.
You're gonna break it off in them, but small
Hey,
price to pay to get back at
uh,
Bubba, I guess.
yeah, yeah. Especially this Bubba down here. Uh,
The four-legged one.
below
Oh,
below
DM
per.
Bubba. Oh. Yeah, I don't
When
know
you're
why he's
back
not
at him.
joining us. I mean, hey, it's not like we don't hang out every other day, anyways. But yeah, he's always welcome. You too, Per. If you ever want to join us, I know you're
And
like in the middle of stuff, but
Oh,
I
I
almost
need to
didn't join
announce.
this.
Sorry, just give me a minute. I created a special channel for you guys over on my Discord, the Reckless Rants argument channel, so I don't have to listen to you arguing about fucking weirdo World War III backpacking nerd shit in the fucking backroom channel for my show. Okay, please. I'm gonna make this announcement on my show tomorrow. Please, if you want to have those conversations, take it over there.
I had nothing
The
to add
backroom,
but a snide ass comment.
yeah, go.
yeah, I'm not worried. There's literally nothing I can do about it, so I worry. It's like an asteroid or a solar flare. I'm not going to
Yeah,
get out there and hold it back.
yeah.
Um,
But like the backroom chat for the show is for like shit on the show.
mhm.
The odd comment here or there's whatever, but like an ongoing conversation.
That's completely fair, honestly.
Okay. Sorry for derailing. I just
Not at
remembered
all,
that.
not at all. The only thing I got is that, for painting, I'm like, I'm either looking at stuff that Jackie was supposed to paint, or starting like a really big project, like all of the Western miniatures from Undead or Alive, the Zombicide expansion,
Just
uh,
pick
which,
one.
which I don't want to do because it's 250, 280 miniatures, and I don't want to get caught flat-footed when one of my Kickstarters comes in. So that reminds me, I need to find
Just
my Kickstarter
pick one
list.
of them and do it. Like one miniature. You just need to do one.
Hey,
I know,
if
I
you
know.
feel
It's like writing, but I just, to be honest, haven't really been in the mood because it's got to be something that you want to paint, and the stuff that's on my table that I'm trying to finish, I'm like, I don't even care. I'll never use them. You know, I mean, I might.
That's why I stopped painting miniatures a lot, man. If it's not something I'm super enjoying, like,
Exactly.
and I think to get back into that, I'm gonna have to like set up spaces for diorama
Hmm.
work and just do like scenes from things I enjoy. Like maybe I just finished writing a cool scene and I want to turn it into a diorama, or I just saw
That's
the
kind of a
TV
cool idea.
show.
Although
Yeah,
a couple of my stories, I don't think I could do that with.
you
At
should do
least
it. You should do it with the story you're working on
I
right
knew you were going to
now.
say that. Um, I do have one French made miniature I got from Simon a while
Mm.
back. It was like part of a pile of miniatures. I'm like, when am I ever going to need that?
Is it
Oh,
a solid piece? Is it a solid piece miniature, or is it
yeah,
broken up into
it's
parts?
a solid piece.
Okay.
It's 28 mil. But I've got. Let's see.
Ask
I've got.
Brian if he can find a bunch of French maids that he can send you.
I'll
I've
get it
got
to you.
On
one,
I'm currently
two,
painting a lightsaber
three,
ooh, sweet
made from an
lightsaber.
old boppet.
four.
Pop it,
I've got five Kickstarters on the way, and
There it is.
man.
they can show up. Some of them obviously a ways away, but others right around the
Oh,
corner. And when they come in, I will be super excited to paint them.
come on,
Pearl,
give me the
that's a good
flashlight.
question. I mean, you name it, I painted it. I painted Western, World War
Yeah,
II. I
we can see it, man.
Okay.
fantasy, sci-fi,
Doesn't
horror.
doesn't that just kind of stand out as a unique set lightsaber?
Not bad,
Uh,
not bad.
ooh.
Uh, uh, but what would make me happiest to paint right now? I don't know. I haven't even looked, like shopped around for minis in months. I've got some stuff in my cart on YouTube, or I mean eBay, and I looked at them the other day. I'm like,
Well,
they're not jumping out
if you're in
at
the
me.
mood for cowboys, don't forget I sent you a couple cowboys.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Yeah. I've got a shit ton of things in my AliExpress cart because you can get things there usually cheaper.
And I'm still looking at that issue. Uh, December or January, I'm going to order some cheap miniature cases and like pack away a bunch of the stuff that's on my shelves and my table here, uh, so that I can at least justify. Okay, they're all packed away. I can put something new on my table to paint, and that
Well,
can stay there for 3 to 6 months.
how big of a case are you willing to go? Like, are you willing to like develop your own layers? Like, are you gonna pack them up in little like get cardboard boxes, tissue paper, and then put a
No,
layer?
I'm looking for foam rubber cubbies. This
Okay,
I really like that. The Chessex miniature cases I have are some of them are 30 years old and they're still holding up.
you can buy that foam in sheets,
Yep, pluck and
cut
pull.
it, and hot glue it together.
There's
No,
also
no, like
sheets of pluck and pull where it's
yeah,
already cut and you can pull it out however you want it because I have a lot of
yeah.
big miniatures like this
Well,
big.
that's why I'm saying like you can get it in sheets and just like cut it into strips, the thickness you need, layer it up, and hot glue it together. And
I got a bunch of those. Those Christmas tins you get with cookies and stuff like that. I
yeah,
got a bunch of those that I packed away like 8 miniatures in, and I'm like, that's a lot of space with foam padding on,
yeah.
above and below and around, and
Raven, get in here.
etc. Yeah, Raven, you got the link, and it's still like it takes up a lot of space
Yeah,
once
but
they're packed
if
up.
you're willing to pack like a lot of miniatures in one box, especially if you do like every third layer a sheet of cardboard or something to give it
Yeah.
more rigidity, the big the like 2 foot deep almost
Hmm.
by like 3 feet by about the same in the other direction
Yeah.
as the depth. It's a little less than that for like $10 at Home Depot
Mhm.
per container, and you'll get a lot of fucking miniatures in there.
Oh,
And
sure.
trust me,
Yeah.
if you go to like Michael's or wherever and just get a big roll, Amazon probably has the foam
Yep.
on a roll. You can just order it, and you know how to use a hot glue gun.
Yep.
So our spray adhesive.
Yep. Well,
So
most spray
just
adhesives I've come across really aren't that good. They I'd
you
rather use a glue
the
stick in some cases.
the thing with spray adhesives is you got to follow the instructions on the can to the T.
Hmm.
If you're not following the instructions, they won't work properly.
Yeah.
And you get the ones for foam, right? The actual foam based adhesives, they work better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
Um,
want the adhesive to get up into the little air pockets and create
yeah. The
contact.
bind or whatever. Uh, but yeah, no, I think you'd probably be able to pack more for less, and with more like proper security if you actually went that route.
Uh-huh.
And
Like with my Chessex cases, I like them because on each one I wrote on like what's in it, like John
but
Carter miniatures, and
you could do that on
but something once you get into the bigger stuff, unless it's like a big collection, I liked having them, like this is just this, this is bugbears, or this is science fiction, or this is western, and I've got 20 of those
with
like that, but they're all
with
lead.
that size of a container. You could do the general genres, and then
Yeah.
just have like a inventory of like what is what on what layer
Mhm.
inside the like. Obviously, you probably get like 6 layers, maybe more, if you're not doing anything too big. At least.
Yeah.
So you just like
The other thing is,
layer one, uh, Space Marines. Layer two, Cyclopses.
yeah,
Whatever. I don't fucking know.
yeah, because that is a consideration a lot of people don't take into account, and
And
I've
and
got
one
like
thing,
50 storage containers already for them.
yeah, and one thing I tell you is okay. So you know those containers with the lids that have the like this.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could fit one of those, the large one of those, inside one of those bins that Home Depot has. They're black with either a yellow
yeah,
or orange top. Um, you can fit one of those into that bin easy, but also like they have like holes on either end, so you could like zip tie them shut or lock them
yeah,
if you want to, and they're really good for like you pack the stuff away and now it goes straight onto the moving van.
yeah. That's something I'm working on this year.
Yeah,
I'm getting some of those exact containers, the black and yellow ones, but then I'm getting like
yeah. I just bought like
three or
40 of
four
them.
pallet dollies. It's just four wheels and a frame to put them on. You know what I mean? So that I can stack them and move the stack to get to the other stack or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I have this reoccurring nightmare where my house catches on fire and I'm like trying to like throw shit out my garage. You know what I mean?
There is a really good shelf design that is just made out of 2x4s
Hmm.
that is designed to take one of those bins
Hmm.
per shelf. Like instead of sitting on the shelf, it sits the lip of the bin sits on the 2x4.
Oh, okay.
And I've seen them used for holding woodworking tools like circular saws,
Oh, okay.
scrap
Like it's a
wood.
drawer.
Yeah, like the whole
Almost.
bin is the drawer
Yeah, I've seen
instead.
that. I've actually got something like that outside for garden tools and things like
Yeah.
that. But I want to be able to get as much stuff packed up and out
Mhm.
of the way when
Well,
I'm using it because it's just I've got so many games and things like that that I may never ever get around to playing again.
well, definitely when you get to
That is superb.
the shop, if you have those bins, and you're
Yep.
like, okay, I've got 60 dozen fucking variants of this one model that is popular, so I just bought it in bulk when it was on sale. I threw them into that bin, and it's easily accessible in the storage room. You know, locked up and in a bin, but I can just pull my key, turn it, and
Yeah.
pull that shelf out, and not have to worry about it. Oh, you want? I need to throw more, 4 more on the shelf out here in the store. I'm gonna pull some out of the 60 in the back or whatever. Because I know you're the kind of person that would buy that kind of inventory. Be like, yeah,
What do you want?
I'm gonna buy a big bulk of these limited edition Space Marines right now because I know in 6 months when there's no fucking chance GW's might
Oh
be
no,
there
no
again.
worries, Papa. No worries.
Uh,
I got a fussy little guy here too. Hello. He was being weird all day. He's being a lucky bastard too. He slept most of the day. He
oh,
was being weird.
Bubba, did you see my comment on your video earlier?
The tunnel one or the other one? The meta.
Uh, the one where he's talking about metagaming
Yeah,
or meta points,
yeah.
and oh, what was his name? The kid was getting into something.
Fletcher.
Fletcher. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Blind motherfucker. Yeah. Fletcher was like getting into something at the beginning of the video, and I said you wouldn't have this problem if you took my patented course on on child rearing, tasers, nothing more tasers. Uh,
I've got to do the same thing with my guns. I was looking
Jackie?
at gun safes today. Um,
Damn. Shadow didn't get it.
Get what?
Justin said use a taser on his told GM Beelzebub to use a taser on his kid, and you said that's something I got to do. So I said on Jackie.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
yeah. Jackie needs a taser collar.
yeah, yeah. I was
He's a
I
very
was thinking
ill-behaved child.
I was thinking of actually adding something like that to the story I'm writing because they're at a particular scene where collars have been brought out, and I'm like, taser collar, no
Gross.
taser collar.
You should really Google the intricacies of those kinds of behaviors before writing about them.
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm just going from memory. Uh,
Shadow lived a far more degenerate lifestyle than I did, apparently.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I'm going to take that as a confirmation.
Yeah, I know everybody does. It's like, why do you say that? That just means yes. You know, if it was
Yes.
no, you would just say no. Shut the fuck up. But you know,
Always.
always leave them guessing. But yeah, I was looking at gun safes today, and I saw one. It was a 78 gun safe, and I'm like, man, I
That's a
wish I had that problem.
that's a person that doesn't actually know the purpose of the Second Amendment, but just has embraced consumerism.
Yeah, yeah. Or maybe they they've got a really big family.
No, they've embraced consumerism.
I think I'm going to stop at around 20 because
That's embracing consumerism.
well, it depends. I mean, I like firing different calibers, and I like having different things for different purposes. Uh, I can't
In a
tell you how many
survival
screwdrivers.
situation, you don't want 500 forms of ammo. You want 5,000 rounds of one ammo.
Well, I check on one and not so much check on the other. I've only got I think 4 rounds, 4 different types of ammo, including shotgun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
3 too many.
No, no. If you want a handgun, you want a rifle, and you want a shotgun.
And if you get them, well, the shotgun's kind of hard, but you want them calibered in the same thing, preferably.
Yes and no. Having a good 22 is always good for
There
keeping
there are 3
practice.
types of ammunition you need, and that is the gun, the shotgun, and the thing you put in your tank or mortar or whatever.
No, I'm a firm believer of
Because
pistol rifle shotgun.
I'm a big believer in me and only me being allowed to own a tank. The rest of you can get killdosed, but not in a gay libertarian way because I wouldn't put in a septic tank.
No. There are things you can do with each of the three that you can't do with one another. A handgun, you can carry it easier and smaller and hidden.
Always, it is justified when the town complains that you are offletting your improvised septic tank made out of a buried dump truck into the local water supply. It is always justified for the town to complain about that.
I would agree.
And no, your friend's business was not impacted negatively because the town put trees on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I don't know as much about the story as you do, but
Also, it is not cool to go after the guy's grandmother while she's trying to take an afternoon nap or the local library full of kids.
yeah, I didn't hear any of that.
Well, that's what eventually stopped him. Is he ran into the like a city building that had a library in it, and he fell into the basement of it.
That's funny.
I don't even know what's going on. I did not hear that. Of course, I have been disconnected from news for over a year.
Oh no, this is an old story. Killdozer.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
oh,
but there's a big like folk hero myth built up around the guy, and when you actually look into the story, beyond just what libertarian
yeah,
propagandists say,
but that's
it's a
see,
lot
you
sharper.
got to remember the old Texas adage: never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Well, that's how you end up becoming property.
Well,
But still, it's a fun thing. Good story. But when you start making it your worldview, that's the problem.
oh yeah. I don't even know how to run one, so
What?
a tractor, a bulldozer.
Yeah.
oh, they're ridiculously simple.
I'm sure they are, but other than as a very young kid, sitting in the seat once, that's about the experience.
Yeah. We're glad Shadow doesn't know how to run a tractor because he would have done a killdozer for
Oh no,
more
there's a
stupid
difference between a
of reasons.
tractor and a dozer. Tractor is far harder to run than a dozer.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was a. I think it was actually a tractor,
Oh well.
but I could be wrong. I can't remember.
yeah. I mean, it's right there in the name. I'm assuming that it was a bulldozer. It's got the frame, the cab. That's pretty sturdy, and you slap on some
Maybe. Well,
plate.
yeah, and then fill it with concrete.
Oh yeah, that would be.
No, it was a sign from God that his Japanese or Chinese tractor did not sell at an auction for more than the same model brand new.
That's crazy.
In his own journals, his own audiobook journals, so you know it wasn't forged because it was his fucking voice. He
Well,
said this.
one of these days I'm going to get one of those deep fake
Yes,
and
but this was like fucking what 2007 or whatever.
yeah, and I'm going to
Best we
have
could do back
videos.
then was Man, Woman, and Morgan Freeman.
I'm going to do all kinds of crazy videos with Justin's voice.
Well, you can set one of them up now. There's plenty of recordings.
I know, right?
I will not deny anything you said. That's coming from me.
That's an incredibly tempting offer. I do say.
I did say that one time. I probably said that in
See,
a different context.
see what I foresee happening is
What's up,
God
Cal?
forbid anything happened to Justin, is that Shadow will go straight to Chat GPT, show it all the episodes we got. I've been on to say, imitate this guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be like,
Absolutely.
my policies prohibit me from doing that, or whatever the line is.
And then I would, have it, never mind. I'm not going to spoil the surprise.
You'd have. I would rebrand as a completely liberal, pink hair.
I was probably gonna have it. Never mind. I don't want to. I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Do it anyway. You'll never do it, so you're too lazy.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if I keep getting more into the different things I can do with AI art and stuff like that. There, there's a strong possibility you could be hit with some really goofy videos. Let's just put it that way. What's up, Cal? You ready for Sunday? Speaking of Sunday, Grim will not be joining us this week, which stuff happens. So that means Raven has to show up because uh, I like having a chaotic game. Just trying to scam my way to the top of the adventuring group next time. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Druids are shifty, so you gotta keep your eye on them at all time.
Well, yeah. I absolutely know where he kept that owl and that bear. Those aren't summoned creatures. He had them in his special prison pocket.
No. In his case, it's called a druid pouch.
I can go with that.
Yeah, I know Cal's over there laughing his butt off because, well, just knowing Cal, he is. But well, I'll make that announcement at the end of the show.
I don't care what his character's name is. He is Mr. Gear to me, Richard Gear.
Yeah, you know what? Next Thursday, normally we do the book review. We're going to skip because it's Thanksgiving here, and we'll just pass the buck
To the following week,
Mhm.
we'll just. So we're going to go straight on to. Wait, let me pull up the calendar. Book
The same
club
place you keep your
will.
weasel. Okay. Yes, Raven had better be there.
Yeah. Book
It's
club
it's a,
will be
it's
on
a
the
private
5th.
game per. It's a Advanced Dungeons and Dragons first edition game on Sunday nights, 5 p.m. avocado time, but it's private. If you're in my Discord, you want to watch, you're more than welcome to watch. But we've already got I think seven players now, and
Something
20
stupid like that.
characters in the actual literal dungeon. Uh, so I would love to invite you to be a player, but we just don't have the space right now. Um, it's pretty crazy because we've got two guys from Canada, one guy from Ireland/Poland, a bunch of people on the East Coast, and a couple of Californians, and the guinea pig and the other animals. Right.
Mhm.
Which Justin's been
So
slowly eating over the course of the game. Well, Justin's
uh,
character.
I've been trying to. This motherfucker won't let me eat anything. No green monkeys. No blink dogs. No fucking eldritch horrors. I want to eat one fish man. He's like, no, you can't eat the fish man. The stingray
Well,
is probably undead and poisonous, so you can't eat that either. And I'm
well,
like,
I mean,
I'll
you could
fucking
eat
try
it,
it
but you would
once.
die. I don't want you to die by
I
eating
don't
something.
think it would kill me. I'm immortal. My character's name is Shadow.
I actually had a player the first time I tried to do a playtest.
It's actually Al Bundy, but you're saying sorry.
First time I tried to do a playtest of my game, it didn't last very long. One of the players immediately had that attitude. He's like, one of his 4 responses, his response to death, can I eat it? Which inspired me to add a edible, not edible to my monster, to the creatures of my game.
And we'll
Yeah.
get you into a game one of these days. You've been around so long, and everybody knows you. It would be nice to put a face and a voice to a name. I'm always big on that. It gets kind of confusing, uh, when you can't do that. You just see the person's name. I'll let you eat it. Heath Bar, yeah, definitely, definitely. But it's a fun game. I'm just wondering a couple of things, and I'll work them out. What the players are going to do after a certain point. Uh, because they're on a journey to get somewhere. Once they get there, then what? I mean, I've got kind of an idea of where I want to take it from there, but I'm also toying with another idea that could send them in another direction. But ultimately, it's really more on them what they want to do.
I'm going to announce the book club not being next week. That it's
Okay,
going to be on the 5th in
okay,
the chat room, not the Discord. If you
okay.
want to do it in the Discord,
Yeah, yeah. I may even do a community post. Uh, uh, Considering I don't even remember what book we're reading.
the Moon Pool. It's
Oh
in
yeah,
that chat room, the group chat that I set up a while back.
yeah,
Yeah, which is like a 3 day long book.
Yeah, it's actually closer to normal length for books these days.
Yeah, well, 12 hours means I got to start on Monday because I usually like to listen to these things 2 or 3 hours at a time.
yeah.
Yeah.
No idea what I'm going to paint. Cal just got in some new Beastmen, cleaning and basing them. Um, I mean, I had a really good year. I painted a crap ton of sci-fi, a crap ton of post-apocalyptic, a bunch of fantasy. I even got some like contemporary. I did the babes with the bikini babes with machine guns and the cowgirls and some stuff like that. And I did some, I did Robo Hitler and
Hey, leave Robo Hitler out of this. He never did
Chairman
nothing to
Mao, I
you.
think this is, and Winston Churchill, and some stuff like that.
I got Zombie
But
Hitler around somewhere around here.
But I mean, these are some of the Kickstarters I got coming in next year. I've got the Shadows of Brimstone, which is one of my favorite things, and that's going to be hundreds of Egyptian and Western and Atlantean miniatures all in one big freaking enormous box. Then I've got the Dungeons and Lasers, the Caves, which is mostly just a bunch of monsters. 158 pieces for the year now. I know I broke 100, but I'm not sure what. Okay, HS. This is a North Star miniature. It comes in a 3-pack with the Winston Churchill and the Chairman Mao. Most of the minis I painted this year are packed away in
So
various boxes.
it comes with an evil piece of shit, Robot Hitler, and I guess Chairman Mao.
Yeah, basically what I said. Um, and then I've got coming up. I've got. There's pics of your 157th in Discord. Right on, Cal. I've got the Dungeon Dwellers. It's an old uh, revamping of a 1979 Heritage miniature game that's coming in. So it's just your standard, orcs, goblins, spiders, a couple of characters, things like that.
North Star.
And then I've got the Epic Warpath, which is kind of like Epic Spain North Star minis. Yeah, which is I haven't even picked out the armies that I'm getting from that Kickstarter. I'm getting 4 6 millimeter armies with you know hundreds of miniatures for that, and then I've got the Planet of the Apes Kickstarter that, quite honestly, I probably already should have had. Should have already been delivered according to their schedule, but Anytime a miniature company says they'll have them to you in less than a year, they either have them already done or
They have no idea what they're talking about.
yeah. At least with Dungeons and Lasers and Shadows of Brimstone, it's usually a year turnaround for Dungeons and Lasers, if not less. Shadows of Brimstone, it's usually 2 years. Yeah, North Star has some really good stuff, good prices, pretty reasonable shipping time was like a week from the UK to get to my door, and the prices are pretty good as well. I think they run about $5, maybe a little bit more per mini.
Jeez Louise,
Do you
if
remember
I'm
what
gonna mute myself
the
because if you would, oh sorry,
do you remember what the set was called?
For
Robot Hitler. Can't
oh
remember.
no, but I sent you the link a million years ago.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Because
Yeah, it's no, I don't. I should have saved the packaging, but I rarely do. But I mean, they've only got like 30 or so little genre packs, and if you know, if you look around, it shouldn't take you too long to find
yeah,
it.
no, they've got like 400 categories on their sidebar, and their site was made in like '92. So
Oh, I do remember. Um, the thing I remember was the last time I went and looked on North Shore, I couldn't actually find it. I had to go to your link that I sent you to find it.
do
So
you remember when you sent where you sent me that? Was it directly to me? Was it in a
yes,
chat?
yes,
Okay.
definitely directly to you. So a little scrolling and you'll probably find it. But I'm pretty sure it was like $15 for the three of them, and I'm glad I got them just because they're so goofy. You know, uh, the Robo Hitler is very like you remember those robots, not just Robbie the Robot, but you remember those robot toys back in the like 60s and 70s that it would come motorized, like move in a straight line, and then a chest would open up and the machine guns would pop out and they would light up and shoot.
first off, Shadow, we know you're lying since those toys were not around when you were a kid. Second off, some of us didn't grow up with money.
It was it's a pretty common toy that I think was in a couple of different movies. But if you know what Robbie the Robot looks like, you're halfway there.
Not to, unless you're like purposely avoid sci-fi. You not too many people, even modern day, don't know what Robbie the Robot looks like.
Yeah, it is getting kind of old, but he was in not half a dozen, but at least like three or four different movies besides the first one and Lost in Space.
Yeah. Though if you're like me, you don't realize that Robbie Robot is its name for many years. Admittedly,
Mhm.
I don't think I know that till you told me.
Yeah, I used to go to Movieland Wax Museum every weekend. Uh, they had rocks and sticks. A funny thing is though, they still have rocks and sticks. It's just now you're not allowed to play with them. Go figure. But I would go to Movieland Wax Museum because my dad would. They had a like a banquet room or a rental room for flea markets and coin shows and gun shows, and we'd go there every weekend for the gun show for like a year. And it was really small. So after my brother and I walked around and saw all the cool stuff, we'd be like, "All right, we're gonna go into the museum and goof off," because it was kind of hokey, but it was kind of fun. And like all the walls were black, so you could hide in the shadows and sneak around and goof off. And they had Robbie the Robot there and some famous cars and things like that. So we would you know play tag and stuff like that. While my old man was selling guns, and it's still there to this day. I passed it uh, about 8 years ago. I mean, it could be gone now, but uh, it's an interesting little, you know, stop along the road if you're in, you know, California and visiting like Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm. It's right down the street from Knott's Berry Farm and Medieval Times. And I was going to take Jade and his wife, and they were going to come out to California a couple years back, but that never happened. I was going to invite them to some of those places, meet them there, but anybody out there heard from Jade lately? I have. It's been like a year now, isn't it?
Uh, yeah, I doubt Baron's ever going to see this. Oh, I can bitch my brains out. Baron has announced he, Kai, and Jade are going to get back in. He, Jade, Kai, and Connell are going to get back into making table breakers. Conveniently, I did not hear my name included in that. I'm not so much bitter that I'm not included. I'm bitter that I was not told I'm not getting included. I get to hear it by him just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do this with everybody else," but not even tell one of the guys who was with us originally that we're not going to invite him back.
Well, I was there originally too, but when Baron says
Well,
stuff,
yeah, but
sometimes it doesn't happen. And if Jade and Kai and Baron can make it work, good on them. But I know two out of the three had workloads that just were stacking up and piling up and making everything damn near impossible. And uh, I'm sure we'll hear about it. I'm kind of at that point though where you know we've all talked about just about everything. You know what I mean? It's getting hard to come up with new stuff to focus on for a 1 or 2 hour period and just focus on the one thing. That's why I like the live streams that we do because uh, we're not going to try and beat a dead horse. We're going to talk about whatever comes up. You know, that's how my friends in my local area when we were playing games and stuff, we would we would get together and we weren't like, okay, we're going to talk about this all night. That's not what I do with my friends. That's a job. You know, and I didn't sign up for this to be a job. It's supposed to be fun, and I'm you know just other than bagging on this company or that company, or talking about a very specific game that nobody ever talks about. It's all been done before. That's why I've done so many series or reviews of the old ass games because I would look and I'd usually find someone who reviewed it 10 years ago, back when people were still playing that game. Some of us old farts like Cal and I, we remember playing Boot Hill or Gamma World or Top Secret or Traveler or, some of these off, chill. I bumped into some people, uh, Miguel and Sylvia, who played the shit out of that game. I'm like, I never thought I would meet anybody who actually played that game back in the day. And it was a lot of fun. It was simple and did a long thing. Uh, yeah, those guys are great guys too. Joe and Randy from Biggest Geekus. Holidays are coming, end of the school year or semester for Randy. I can see them, having to do other stuff, but they'll be back. They're not going to just drop out of this. But when I hang out with my bros, it's not. We don't format our time, unless we're like at Disney World or something, and we're like, okay, we're you and L, Cal, okay, first we're gonna go on this ride, then we're gonna go on that ride, then we're gonna go on that ride. Yeah, okay, but we're also not gonna itinerize what we're gonna discuss along the way. That's just like
Yeah, like I have no problem with there being like I try to do that on Friday, and I want to be more rigid about it in the new year. Is the first segment of my show is the writing talk, and I wouldn't mind if we took it a little more seriously. But besides, like the goal, like we do on the Saturday night show, it's supposed to be the sci-fi thing,
Hmm.
right? Like, get the topic out of the way, like every other week, except for next week, for
Yeah.
your Thursday show. We're talking about a book. We get the topic out of the way, and then after that, it's shit talk for the rest of the scheduled allotment, right? So if the topic only takes a half hour, it only takes a half hour. If it
Right.
takes an hour and 50 minutes out of 2 hours, then we only have 10 minutes of shit talk,
Yeah.
right? But like being overly so, and that was one of the things with Table Breakers. I don't know, it was trying too much to be network television.
Or the
With
McLaughlin Group.
yeah,
Uh,
well,
you know, it's just too formatted, too structured. Now I get it. Some people really like that. It's called Evil Genius. This is
well, yes, but you also don't have people trained or even with the personalities to carry it
right.
for that kind of structure. I'm sorry, but the guy you mentioned a minute ago, I can't remember his name. Not Jade, not the other one, but
Kai.
Guy.
Kai.
Yeah,
Kai
he
should not be near public cameras. He can
without a
write.
belt.
If he wants to write, fine. People don't have to hear his fucking voice or see his face, or put up with quirks that could be edited out easily.
Yeah.
No, I've got my flaws. You've got your flaws. TCG's got his flaws, but
Thanks.
they're not as
Thanks for you have a
spurgy.
great
They're not
weekend.
as spurgy as Cal's
Yeah.
or Kai's.
Well,
Sorry, Cal.
it always bothered me.
Sorry, Cal.
I've talked to Cal a lot of times away from the
Or
camera
Kai.
and whatnot. He's a nice guy, but sometimes it seems like
He's
his
deliberately being a douche weasel.
no, it was well maybe that or he gets triggered easy, but it just seemed like some people would kind of try to wind him up, and I'm like we've all had friends like that we would we would tease or poke and get them to get a little uh, yeah but uh,
Like, goes without saying. Should I pivot now to calling you gay or something?
right but nothing
Uh,
bothers me. I mean there are a few things that bother me, but
well,
nothing that you can say about me
I,
that
I love the look on your face.
it's more of this crap. Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of okay, this running gag. Okay, I can appreciate a running gag as much as anybody else. Um,
And you earned it. You earned it.
well, I don't know that I earned it. It fell into my lap, so to speak. Um,
Don't mention laps. I'm
gotcha,
visualizing it
gotcha.
now.
I'm winding up.
Fuck
Okay, Cal.
you.
Yeah, I know, right? You're welcome. Because see,
Uh,
I forget shit all the time, so it's real easy for me to forget stuff like that. But knowing that it's so ingrained, so vividly, every vein ingrained in your memory, is
every
quite humorous.
smooth, silky, oddly shaved or waxed line.
And they say I make gay porn. I'm like starting to wonder there, Justin. Um, Something you want to tell us? No kink shaming here. Um,
Yes, yes. There's always kink shaming,
yes, I know, right? We need to bring that back.
but I'm okay if you write it
Just
down and sell it to 40-year-old women in the
yeah.
suburbs.
There is always that. Now I have a new waking nightmare that I never thought I would have, and that's that
Wow.
my
What?
writing talent is going to be somehow superior when I'm writing about a certain topic than other topics, the ones that I actually want to write about. That would be the ultimate irony.
I doubt it. I didn't read the most recent installment of your thing, but I
I'm
doubt
up
it.
to page like 16, so there's like five, six,
Yeah.
7 new pages. And HS says he found the cobblestone Mussolini among the cobblestone section of North Star MLS CHO2 characters 2. Interesting. Jack, you'd probably uh, enjoy painting stuff like that. When he gets back to painting, it's been like 2 freaking years since he's held a paintbrush. It's like, I'm failing as a father. Failure. Uh, but I figure, once the new year rolls in, I'll be a little bit more organized. I'm hoping so that my days aren't spent wasted doing a bunch of other stuff. Besides chores and things like that, and I can sort of give myself an itinerary of my weekly schedule so that I can knock out some more writing and get back into painting a little more.
Always good. Always
And
good.
I'll be doing a short video tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but I'm like, you know what? I kind of like either starting and ending the week with a video as opposed to just randomly throw it in on a Thursday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Except when I'm doing the Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing with you.
Yeah.
And I don't like putting out 2 videos a day. That
The set is called KKBB 107 Evil Geniuses. It's in Future Wars in that section you mentioned.
Evil
Uh,
geniuses. I like that.
I will post it in the chat once I open up the YouTube link.
your kid's only painted once, Cal. Yeah, Jackie's been painting since he was about 4 years old, off and on. Right now, he's animating and writing music and scripts and things like that for his video series.
He knows he does know if he paints up certain miniatures, they could be used for certain characters in movies. Like you just take a good picture and you can edit the miniature in the background, and as long as you don't have them like huge or a part being part of the background, you can make them kind of fade away and they just look like a regular person.
Sure, sure. But you've seen his videos. He's got a very distinct style, and I don't think he wants to try to add some.
I stopped watching his videos by the second or third one because I am a fully grown man and I cannot watch them in the dark.
Yeah, no.
They were scaring you. Really?
First off, I have a vivid imagination. Second off, my mind does actually put things in the dark naturally. And
Well,
then Jackie's videos.
Yeah.
All right.
All of a
Well,
sudden, we go from something might be in the dark to something's rushing up behind me.
Yeah. They're acid trips, bro. Your kid does acid. I'm just saying.
yeah, I'll have to get the P test for him and fill up the cup.
Actually,
kid.
P tests only work for marijuana. All the hard drugs are out of your system within 24 to 48 hours.
Well, I'll just get him first thing in the morning every day for a week while he's in production. It's all right. Whiz in the cup, kid.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be quite happy to know that he could. One of his viewers couldn't watch him because they were too scary. Because that's what he's shooting for, is a kind of horror vibe.
Scary isn't quite the word I use. Fuck with your head. That's the term I would use.
So you didn't make it to episode 5 where he killed me in real life. Man, you missed out.
I should probably watch at least that one just so I can say I watched Shadow Jai.
Yeah. It was fun. We had to make a 16 or 32 ounce bottle of fake blood.
32.
Last.
What was he doing? A samurai movie? You just gushed blood for 5 minutes?
No, I'm lying in a puddle of it after he rips out my guts. But I had to do this thing where I'm like laying on the ground and I had this squeegee because I'm laying in the puddle of blood, and I had to use the squeegee out of camera to push the blood so that it would flow on our garage floor. And we got
LSD stays in your system for 72 hours, so it will be easier than you think.
Okay, and had to I had to do it in one take because the blood was already on the floor. There was no way to like scoop it back up. So I'm like pushing the squeegee and making this like little wave of blood, flow. It was interesting, and I had to do the blood capsules, which don't work like they you think they do, um, and uh, that scene we had to do twice because the first time you could barely see any blood come out at all, and I had like three of those capsules in my mouth, but they don't tell you you've got to add saliva to it to make it like get more blood. Otherwise, you have to like hold your mouth full of, like, you know, like 4 or 5 ounces of blood in your mouth and not make it look like it's in your mouth, um, or something. And you picked the wrong week, huh, Cal? Yeah, drugs are bad. Kids, stay in school. Don't do drugs. Um, do RPGs or miniature war games, or
Yeah, get your kids into miniature war games. They won't have money for drugs.
yeah, yeah.
It's not true.
It depends. I mean,
They'll save up enough money for drugs and then realize, or for their model kits, and then realize they don't have enough and just use it on drugs.
yeah. Well, it also depends on what your kids are doing for money. Just saying.
Selling drugs.
If I had known about miniatures when I was 8 years old, I would have probably 2 or 3 2,000 point armies. Because for a good 5 years, I was babysitting kids when I was 8 years, a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old when I was 8 years old, and making literally $20 an hour.
So you're saying you spent it all on drugs?
Technically, yes, and technically, no. My father spent it all on drugs.
Oh, that's. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Yeah, parents shouldn't fuck over their kids like that. But what's theirs is theirs. What's yours is yours, and what's yours is theirs eventually. So get
Yep.
used to it. Plan on it. I hear those horror stories all the time of, people's stuff disappearing. They went away to college and came back and all their cool shit was gone. It's like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Mhm.
If your roommate had done that to you or a friend had done that to you, you would come home and you would beat their ass.
Yeah.
If not take them to court or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And your parents, they threw away your miniature collection, your book collection, your old records, shit like that. It's like, hey, that ain't your stuff. How hard is it to call me up on the phone and say, hey, I need you to move your shit?
Well, you know what everything you had was, right?
Yeah.
Create a catalog, find a price guide, and build them for it.
Yep.
I
Uh,
just do that. Just like you owe me this, by the way.
um, HS. I've got the Galactic Grenadiers by Raul Partha. I think that's what it is, and it's still sealed. But I also had the other one that went with that, and I read through it, and I don't know what happened to it. But is that what you're talking about? Because I don't remember that specific Laser Grenadiers. Uh, but I bet it sounds like one of those old school like 1970s, early 80s miniature war games, or just card shit war games that were so much fun. I wish we could bring some of that back
If you didn't notice, I put the link to that kit
in the chat. Yeah,
in the chat because somebody was
yeah, it was
uh,
HS was looking for it.
HS.
Yeah, it's 1979. I'm writing it down on my notepad of things I need to research from the show. Got to get a new sheet actually.
I'm also about to put in the Amazon order page. Like you can pick what kit you want. You muted Shadow.
No, I'm not.
You were a bit. Oh,
No, my hand was on the pen. Oh, he
I,
saw the
I
link.
oh, this
Table
link,
heavy.
this second link. Sorry, I was actually on the video and you were talking. The sound was coming up. Um. So yeah, this second link is the one for the acid test kit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
So you're looking at $10-15 for a couple of
Okay.
just like I think they got a swab. There's a swab, so you just like pull one
Oh,
out and
okay.
just Jackie open up and just dig it into the side of his cheek. And if it turns the color, you'll know.
Oh.
But in the last 3 days, he's done acid.
HS, what do you mean by table heavy? Like you need a big table. It's got a lot of heavy miniatures. I'm not really familiar with that expression, but man, I really do. One of the first things I'm going to do when I get my shop is uh, play a crap ton of the oldest of the old games that I have with this guy right here. Glad he came in. What's up, Brian?
Brian. Brian.
What's happening, man?
I love the new Miss Fantastic look you've got going on. You're
You're
muted too.
muted. Oh, table and chart heavy. Okay. Now, sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Getting my brain's old.
Reference table heavy.
Gotcha. There's nothing wrong with that if you've got uh, the time.
Still muted, bro.
Oh, Vor, dude. We were just talking about Vor, and not only that, I'm writing a story about Vor. It's a little different than what you might be expecting, but um, if you're into
Yeah.
weird shit, maybe I'll send you a copy one of these days.
I just
And
looked
I
up the
do have
Genius
Vor
models.
miniatures as well. I've
Sorry.
got most of the books too for Vor. Yeah, you're still muted, bro. Still
You're
muted.
still buying them? You're up to what, the 20 or what? Are you in the 20s in the? How many more books do you got?
No, Vor, VOR.
Oh, I'm thinking Gore.
Yeah. No, I
Gore.
have about 10 of the Gore books, but I haven't made it past book 1.5.
Halfway through the second one.
Second book, yeah.
I'm so excited to read these books. I've barely gotten anywhere with them.
Yep. I've been too busy reading other books for reviews or actually writing. Iron Winds Metal? Okay. You don't want to sell the rights. And my last date ended with a swab test. Welcome to the show, Richard. How you doing, man? And Brian has left the show just as quick as he arrived, but
Probably just needs
Not
to
as
check his
quietly.
camera or something.
You got to, Richard. You got to tell us this story, man.
I'm guessing a drunk driving incident or something like that. I had one date end up with me and the girl both behind bars for the night. It wasn't as exciting as you might think. We just got caught. We were walking across. There's a traffic light, and the light changed color in the middle, and so we ran for it. But there was a cop in the intersection. And he saw us, and we didn't have ID because it's California. What do you mean? We got to have ID, But we were over 18, but California's got a 10 o'clock curfew. They thought we were underage, and ruined a perfectly good date. But
Yeah, no.
up,
That's an illegal detainment.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hear me now? What about now?
We really should have said no. Fuck, man. Wasted a perfect.
Yeah, Gore by John Norman. Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking Vor, like the war game. Like
I've got that too.
I had that too confused.
I've got that too. But the funny thing is, I'm writing a Gore-like novel, well, short story. But I'm changed. It's like a parody, kind of. So I changed the name to Vor instead of Gore, because I also like the game, and it just sounded, like it would work. And I'll eventually send it to you, Brian, because you're probably the only one who will appreciate it. I'm just saying.
Really?
Yeah, I got to get you as an alpha reader.
Oh, that reminds me. Brian, I have somewhere. Let's see if I can find it somewhere in my eBay collection of tabs.
Yes, same here, Cal. I love their resin stuff.
Yes.
Love.
Eva?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
All you war fans right there. I've got this one right here in the studio.
That's Nexus.
Is it?
Yeah, that's not. Well, No, that's not Vor. That's
Who I thought it was?
like it's like
What-
Cryomech,
Yeah.
pre-Cryomech, and then it turned into like fucking like Nexus or some shit like that.
Is that what it was? Okay.
I think that's what it was.
All right. Well, you got to admit it's still a badass
Still
model.
fucking cool, yeah.
And I think I did a pretty good job of the weathering on it is pretty on point with the Tamiya weather powders and stuff
So
like that.
what were you saying, Crafty?
Yeah, he's got something for you.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, a miniature I recently found. I showed it to Bruce first, but then I remember I actually forgot to show it to you because I was like, this would be perfect for Brian. And then I forgot because I got, this will be perfect for Bruce. And then I forgot all about you.
Out with it, man.
It's all good. Hell yeah.
Oh, it's a female beholder that can also be transgender.
Nice. It's just best of both worlds, huh?
Yeah.
I look up a lot of
funny.
different custom pinups on eBay, so that ended up in my feed.
This guy I watch
That's disturbing.
Zine, he does this geopolitics stuff on YouTube. He always like does these videos about the world, whatever. And today he had a hoodie hat, but it was like a beholder. It's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, HS. I think that mech is from Void as well.
Void. That's it. Void. I think it's Void. Or Nexus
and anybody
or
who's
some
as
shit.
degenerate as Brian and I can't put the link in the chat, not because of I could have Shadow do it, but it's way too big. It will not fit in chat.
Yeah,
It's a super long link.
yeah. There's a way to compress them, but I'm not gonna go.
I
look
don't
up how
know
to do
that
it
way.
now. Yeah, it's degenerate. Just take our words for it. It's fucking degenerate. Like I write some
I
fucking
just
degenerate
accidentally-
shit.
I just accidentally like passed my cursor over the link and it pops this page up. I'm like, what the shit?
Yeah,
Wow,
well,
dude.
do tell. Describe it to
beholder,
this.
the queen of the
Oh.
beholder.
Oh, I've got a beholder for you. Hold on, let me get it real quick.
This one
Yeah, I
has
love it.
the body of like a 19-year-old girl. I wanna say she looks kinda juvenile.
HS, that sounds interesting as well. Yeah, beholders have genders. I thought they were just like,
Yeah.
asexual, produced by spore pods or something.
No,
Yeah.
they're outer dimensional beings, so they can literally be whatever they want.
Yeah, man. I guess there's probably space genders we don't know about.
Space
Like-
genders.
Blue blogs and zigzags and gloglogs. Check this beholder out. Those aren't eyeballs, folks.
Yeah, I'm thinking about having a tentacle monster in.
So Brian, how many times have you seen Legend of the Overfiend?
Legends of the Overfiend. It sounds
No.
familiar, but it's not clicking. What's
That's
Legends of the
like one of the original tentacle cartoons.
Legend
to
of
say.
the
Oh, is that the one where like all the kids are being killed by the monsters, like chewed up and shit?
Well, chewed up and spit out, so to speak.
Yeah, I have seen that actually. It's like, oh, check this out, Raven. I got a shirt for you. Hide and seek champion. That's your bro, Sasquatch.
No, that's not her bro. That's her overlord. She
Overlord.
serves them
Overlord
religiously.
Squatch. Love it.
Should I watch Legend of the Overfiend?
I mean, if you can find it, everybody should, who's gonna joke about it, should watch it. I worked at a game store, not game store, a comic book store that rented anime, and they had a special shelf under the counter, and whenever yeah,
Holy shit.
F3 and oh my god, some nasty ass shit.
Man,
And
I
this
tell you,
is-
the Japanese are nuts. I mean,
And
these things-
this was back in the 90s.
Yeah.
So it was all bootleg, and you know, it was
Oh, I
just great.
just
They'd have watch parties after hours and stuff.
so like one of the first like adult cartoons I saw was Go-Go 13. I don't know if you guys knew what Go-Go 13 is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a James Bond, but he's like an assassin.
Yeah.
But anyway, it had like the anime was phenomenal, and it was like it had like naked chicks and whatever, there's sex and violence, whatever. And I just saw that Sonny Chiba did an actual live action Go-Go 13. I need to watch that shit.
Yeah, I kind of wondered after I left work in that place about the owner. He was kind of creepy, you know. He was a short, skinny dude with a lazy eye, and it had it not been for the lazy eye, he
Your
probably could have, had
your
a
average
normal
comic
life.
book owner profile.
Well, that and the stereotypical Simpsons comic book owner. There's two types.
Yeah.
No, there's three. There's the one that Shadow described. There's the fat guy, but then there's also the guy who looks perfectly normal until he opens his mouth, and then you go, "Oh God, he weighs way too much about comic books. This is literally his entire life.
Yeah,
He has no family, he has no girlfriend, and he's going to die a very lonely man."
It's so weird. I've been a geek. I don't consider myself a nerd because I'm not smart enough to be a nerd. I consider myself a geek. I've been a geek my whole life, and I have never had problems with women. I've never had problems with
Ditto.
ever. I mean, I've actually picked up chicks at cons and stuff.
Actually,
and it's just
the geekiness has never been my issue with women. It's always been the same exact thing, and everyone says, "Yep, that's your problem." I'm too nice to women.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Because I always end up in the friend zone, and then I end up in the brother zone.
I mean,
Not
the friend
stepbrother either.
zone. I mean, the friend zone.
Stories
You're
old as
on the
time,
tip. You can tip this way or that way. Because I mean, because girls want to be comfortable. I mean, I'm not saying it's not sincere, but
Comfortable,
you want to be
but
friends.
dominated. Dominant.
That's why they put padding on
Well,
everything.
of course, domination comes. That's just natural.
Furries don't count, Brian.
Furries do not count, and if they did, they would count in the shadow kind of way, not the head row kind of way.
I got a funny furry story for you. I had a buddy. He was in our gaming group, and this gaming group's been going on for like 4 years, right? And it's like every weekend. Anyway, he took a weekend off to go BronyCon. Have you ever heard of that? What the bronies are? They're like My Little Pony dress up
And
weirdos.
you never let them back into your house, right?
It was in Dallas, right? This giant BronyCon in Dallas, right? And he was like, dude, he called us. We were actually playing. He came, hey, man, it's fucking crazy over here. I'm like, I bet, dude. Woo! He's like, no. Someone called in a bomb threat. So, like, the bomb squad came and all the bronies were pushed out to the convention center. And it was just
in costume.
In costume and shit. Yeah, it's great.
Do you know the Internet Historian?
Oh yeah,
the YouTube channel. He has a video on FurFest. FurFest.
Yeah,
you should watch that.
Yeah. I've seen this shit.
And I haven't got my cams up. I'm waiting for Christmas vacation to do that. So I'll let you guys know what I come up with.
Just saying,
you're going to FurFest?
No, Mount Shasta to put up trail cams.
Just saying, FurFest got permanently shut down because they weren't allowed back at the hotel.
Yeah, I mean,
and then they weren't allowed at any hotel in the region, and then they weren't allowed at any hotel in the state.
I mean,
and this was before they were able to book.
the not the gaming cons so much. The gaming cons not so much, but like the anime cons, the comic cons, and the pop culture cons. If you fall into the right circles, there's all sorts of crazy after con shit going on. So
yeah, I've seen a couple of the videos for like the.
It's fun. I mean, Power Ranger, female stormtrooper. I mean, that's awesome. The pink Power Ranger and a female stormtrooper. That's a story for another podcast.
Friday is entering the beginning of week 3 over on my channel for Naughty November.
Naughty November, huh?
What we're writing, you can quickly start that up.
Shit.
I'll let you into the writing link page, and
You guys ought to read the rules for my Lilith. I have a Lilith figure. She's like a, like a miniature. And I wrote up her, she's a succubus, right? So I wrote up rules in my game mechanics as a succubus. And it's
where the hell do you get your rules? Drop me a link to that, man.
It's good. I mean, it's not X-rated, but it's, but it's all in the game mechanics. It's like,
have you read anything I've written?
Nuh-uh. Man, guys, so check this out.
I'm gonna send you something.
Yeah, send me some shit. I love naughty shit. I just finished listening to. There's a guy I can't remember his damn name, but he does these Sherlock Holmes and Cthulhu like mashup.
Okay,
and they're fantastic.
There is a suggestion of Call of Cthulhu in a couple of the Sherlock Holmes, and like the Hound of the Baskerville. He suggests that there might have been something else killing people too.
Yeah, so in this story, basically, Watson wrote all the stories, right, about their adventures in novel form. But what he did is he altered it into a Cthulhu-like story because they're fighting the Elder Gods and shit. So Sherlock Holmes is actually like fighting Shoggoth and Night Gaunts and shit. And
that sounds awesome.
Out. It is awesome, dude. I don't have it with me. It's out in the car. But there's a volume. There's 3 books, and I got the CDs for 4 books. 4 books. Mel bought me the books because she's fucking awesome. And it's just cool because it's like Sherlock Holmes and like if I've read all the Sherlock Holmes stuff, so like all the stories and the characters and the things that happen kind of meld into these Cthulhu stories. So it's like he's referring to the Hound of the Baskervilles, where they're talking about, well, we didn't get him the first time, but we got to wait 5 years for the stars to align to make that portal.
Kind of like the an offshoot of or a connection to the Hounds of Tindalos.
Yeah, the Hounds of Tindalos. Yeah, so that's what it was basically, I think. And then like, it's great. Moriarty is like into the occult, and I won't ruin it because I want you guys to check it out. But Moriarty's in the mix, and he's like
a cult leader.
Yeah, him and Nyarlathotep or whatever his name is.
Right on,
dude. It's fucking.
Send me a link to that shit too.
Awesome. Okay,
if I can find an audiobook, I'll definitely listen to it.
What's up, Mike? How you doing? And Cal, we're supposed to get rain real soon, and I'm not looking forward to it. Neither is the boy.
Ready for the last 48 hours.
I guess we got a couple of Californians out here on the show. I recently had to move all my firewood and stuff like that, and one of my tarps disintegrated from being out in the sun for a single year.
You're gonna shit. Shadow, check this out. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but you know what the first book of that series is called? You're gonna love it. Sherlock Holmes and the Shadwell Shadows.
That's awesome. That's awesome,
dude. That's what it's called.
I'm gonna have to go find my deerstalker hat. Starting to have flooding. Oh shit! I hope you guys are okay, Cal.
James Lovegrove is the author.
Oh, okay. That doesn't sound like a play on Lovecraft's name either.
Yeah. But I'll put a link in the.
Yeah, it's something I didn't do this year. Normally, I mean, I kind of did, but normally, in October, November, I break out my H.P. Lovecraft book, and I'll sit out on the back porch reading, some Lovecraft. And I didn't really do that. I listened to it, but it was never, like the traditional, sitting out and actually reading a book. I was just listening to it.
I'm sitting in the car for like fucking 10 hours, 9 hours a day, and I just listen. I tell you, when I'm doing the DoorDash, it's like it mellows me out, man. Just listening to stuff instead of music and stuff. Just listen to these stories, and it makes the day go by so fast, and I'm just like on an even keel when I'm like listening to it. But yeah, pretty cool.
And I wanted to write
Yeah.
something else down.
Where is Cal? Cal's in like Dakota, right? One of the Dakotas.
No, he's in California like me.
Oh, I thought he was in North Dakota or some shit.
And so is Mike. He's a Californian as well.
Are they closer to the border? Or
No, they're Mike is only a couple hours away from me. He actually came up and visited, he and his wife, which was really awesome. Cal's up in Northern California. Grandma's around Frisco, and OG I think is also near like I want to say Santa Monica or something like that. It's the ladies' nightstand monster. Dear God. Sorry, I went back in the chat because I was looking for writing the Star Mogul and Sherlock Holmes down.
Yeah, put the link in the restream. It didn't pop up for some reason though.
no, that when you're in the show as a guest, the only chat you got access to is the in show chat, not the.
Oh, okay.
You have to
Yeah,
open up
yeah.
the show on a different tab.
Have you guys been on for an hour already? Hour and a
Hour
half?
and a
Hour and a half, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
This show starts at 8 on Thursdays, my time. So
Oh, Ventura. That's right.
uh,
For OGGM. Yeah. We have a nice little every other Saturday West Coast Grognards game. A lot of fun.
Oh, guys. So
Mhm.
Shadow. Something because I'm a newbie at this 3D print and shit. I don't know if you guys know about this. You can hollow out like the print jobs, right? Because if you do these big things solid, it takes a lot of resin, right?
Sure.
Well, I didn't know that if you didn't put like holes
Vent
to let
holes,
that shit
yeah.
drain.
I found that out the hard way myself.
Yeah, dude, I had 2 tanks just pop. Like
See,
2 armored cars.
I didn't have that problem because I had already printed some stuff that came with holes to begin with. So when I pulled those off the base, like these are heavier than they should be. Then oh shit! Drilled holes, drained them.
Yeah, so what happens is some of the resin gets trapped in those voids, and they just sit there. And I guess they slowly melt their way
Off-gas.
through.
They off-gas. And the off-gassing expands, causing a pressure.
So
it pops.
I can't remember if I hollowed out Hungar and Vampirella. So
I don't think so. They're thin enough, both of them. But maybe Hungar. I could see that happening if that
like
does.
the big one.
Yeah. Well, if it still has resin in him, if you shake him and you hear sloshing, there's still resin. But the key thing will be they'll actually be a lot heavier than they should be.
Yeah.
Resin weighs more than plastic, regular plastic.
Anyway, so a heads up because shit. I heard this big pop in my hobby room, right? I'm like, what the fuck?
Were they painted already?
What's that?
Were they painted already?
Yes, dude. Painted, decals, fucking everything.
The fucking resin will just strip that paint away like it was butter. And there ain't no fixing that shit.
Yeah, in fact.
Yeah, but you know what? I can see with the tanks that the whatever survives would make good wreckage.
Yeah, but I'll have to let me pull it out of the trash can. Let me show it to you. I have a picture of it, but I'll see if I can just get it out of the trash here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, you put gloves on first, man.
Oh yeah, I probably should.
Oh yeah, I don't know how toxic it is to touch, but I do know this much: the stink is on your hands for hours afterwards.
It's toxic. It's resin. Don't touch that stuff with your bare hands.
I did once. I will never do it again because, like I said, I could not get the smell off my hands for hours. Like, nope, I am never touching. I didn't even touch the wet liquid resin. I touched the uncured print after being washed, and it still transferred the smell to my hands.
Yeah, man, I've had the resin get on me. And you wash it off, using I got like the lava grit soap shit.
The problem is if you forget to, because it's a small bit, and then there are cases of you can get like 3rd-degree chemical burns if it sits long enough.
Let's see if I can find those fuckers. It was crazy. I'm sitting there. Well, it got onto some of my plastic kits, right? My Tamiya kits. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they started melting some of those things. Yeah, so here's a part of it. See, it just kind of, you can see the supports.
Yeah.
They just kind of pop the damn.
Hold on, I can't see. I'm on another screen. Hold on, give me a second here.
I'll send you a picture.
Show it to me again.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I get it at the attack.
Put them on large.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. See, it just like popped.
I shoot a shadow face out. How?
Oh yeah, that would make for a good piece of battlefield rubble.
Yeah, you turn it upside down.
Clip out the supports inside, and
I think they're buying a brand new printer, like a bigger
take care,
one.
Cal. We'll see you Sunday, bro.
Because I want to print bigger shit.
I thought you got the bigger, you got the Saturn.
Well, actually, yeah, my friend gave me that one. I want to get one that's like self-leveling and all that shit. They got those now, self-leveling ones and all that.
Oh, the new
that's
Mars.
Not very hard to level.
Yeah, I know it's not hard. I do it all the time, but I mean, that's one less step you have to fucking deal with.
Look for one that doesn't have
level mine once.
What model do you have?
I've got the Mars 2 Pro and then the
TCG actually.
Mars 2. I have the Mars 3. Okay. Yeah, I know how the metal.
And I got the Ligu. Hold on a second. This is big bastard. I think it's is it the Jupiter? Jupiter?
Oh, that's the bigger than the Saturn.
Yeah, big.
Yeah.
I need to. He gave me a new plate. I need to replace the glass plate, and I need to buy a AC plug for it. Other than that, it's fine. But
okay, yeah. No, if you get the ball joints tend to come out of kink a lot. They have the ones with the 4 screws.
Yeah.
Those tend to stay pretty level for a long period of time.
Yeah, because I have just the dual. The one I'm talking about getting rid of is the Mars Pro 2.
Yeah,
it's just part of the printing thing is broken. It doesn't print. There's like dead spaces on the glass part or whatever.
The screen they're consumable, right? So
yeah, I guess you can just throw them out and shit.
Yeah,
but yeah. So
yeah, I'm looking at getting a bigger printer myself. I've got a Mars 3 and it only needed to be leveled once, but I'm looking at something that is both bigger and has a flip up screen lid, so I don't have to lift something.
Fuck you guys! I have a smaller printer than all of you, and I've printed the largest thing. Right, I've printed a life-size bust. So
I don't want to play. I don't want to play puzzle tile with 3D prints if I don't have to.
What?
It's like got this big.
A life-size bust
of your weenus. It's about that big. It's right on your plate.
It's about as thick as a football, American football. It's about the size of. It's about the length of 2 of them.
You guys are terrible.
Shadow, remember. When you're writing those scenes, you want the guy to have the dongas that big. The ladies love that shit.
Yeah, it's so funny because you hear like women bitching and moaning about like beauty magazines, like making women a level of beauty that most can't achieve or whatever shit. When you get to like the porno, I mean, a lot of these porn actors, I mean, they got massive schlongs that a lot of people wouldn't have, and you don't see guys. It's not. We need porn that's appropriate and like.
Fuck you! I want porn that's appropriate.
The normal guy or whatever the fuck.
I want there to be federal regulations that all men in pornos have to have micro penises.
The micro penises.
Yeah, no one over an inch in length. from now on. The
I
only
know
women that see
HS.
porn will be impressed
It's
by
still
me.
sitting up there.
Oh, that's a
I'm
good
on my,
game.
I don't have the number of players.
Yeah, you need
Like
what,
more than
4 at
one.
least.
Yeah, I've got me. So until I get to Texas or something like that,
So
I don't
when
know
is
how.
this trip to Texas gonna happen, bro?
Possibly this summer, if not, or maybe Christmas vacation, depending on how long it is and how much money I can scrape together.
I invited you for Millennium Con. You should have fucking come. It was a blast, man.
He gave me a week's notice, man.
What the, dude? You're a dude. It's not like you gotta take off work. You
No,
just
but
tell your
I do
woman it's
need to.
like
I do
I'm
need to make
out.
arrangements and travel arrangements
I'll pick
and
your ass out of the
accommodations when I
airport.
get there. You know,
I got a couch.
yeah.
Shit. I remember
If I'm
back in
gonna,
the day going to gaming cons and just sleeping at my pal's house that's next door, like on his floor, or sleep in the car or whatever the fuck.
I always get a hotel room. Always.
Really? You're one of
Yes.
those guys. You need that comfort.
Well, I also need a place to store my shit.
That's what your car's for. I used to sleep in my car all the
Oh
time.
no! Don't do that. I've heard too
Why?
many horror stories of shit getting stolen because it was left in the car.
Yeah.
So I'm in the car sleeping.
No, I mean, if I go to a con, I'm buying stuff.
Yeah. So okay. So Lefevre, Tiki's from Texas. I think he's down. He's from Houston. So there's a guy. He's a weird war weirdo too. His name is Tiki the Hut. He's got a great fucking channel. He's been doing a bunch of like AI music. He's like creating his own music for like his channel through the AI stuff. His whole thing is kind of like his whole story, weird war stories, like some Japanese soldiers landing on an island to invade it, and then they say, "Fuck it, this place is like heaven. We're gonna just hang out here and not fight." So it's like the soldiers become like like beach bums, and he wrote a song about that. But then all of a sudden, the island's got like naked hula girl zombie chicks attacking them, and also it's pretty cool. It's cool, but it's really
That sounds fun.
Really, it's fun. He really is really striving to do like music, like so often make dedicated music songs for his channel, and then like background music for. It's fucking cool.
Yeah,
He's a cool
I don't
dude.
think I can get away with any background music. Brian, we're now up to 7 players in my group on Sunday. So
Oh, you're at 7? Damn.
yeah. It's a
That's
lot of
awesome.
fun. Cal's there, Justin's there.
I want to be there, dude, but fucking Sundays is a good work day for me.
No worries, man. No worries.
Man.
I'm still having your character do stuff in
There
the
you go.
story.
Just keep me. Yeah, I might be able to break free and do some stuff.
You almost
Yeah,
got blown up a couple weeks ago.
No shit. Well, I
Yeah,
heard you tried to kill fucking Cindy. You stuck
Well,
a
that's
knife in her
different.
back. That's different.
No, I blasted her with a laser pistol right in the belly button,
What the fuck?
point blank range. She was getting all mouthy with me.
What the
Like,
fuck,
what?
dude?
I was. You weren't running her. Bo was, and he was making her, say some mean things, hurt my feelings. So I shot her in the belly button.
Damn. Shadow's brutal, man. It's like,
Yeah.
give me the fucking money and don't talk back, bitch.
Yep.
Shadow in his game.
I don't have a pimp hand. I got a pimp laser gun.
Oh man.
What channel,
it's a
Richard?
cool show.
Tiki the Hut.
Yeah, Tiki the Hut. He's a cool.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
I've heard of him. I'm writing him down, and I'll go over there and say hi.
Yeah, I guess he was in. I want to say he was in the Navy, and then he was. I think he was a merchant marine for a while, and I think he.
Yeah,
worked
I think I heard about him from Mini Warmut or you. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think he's involved with. I think he did some mini Warmut stuff. Yeah,
But yeah, the
he's cool
music
dude.
makes sense. I might even experiment with the music, but like, I got the songs for this show. If I was going to play any music during the game, I think it would just be too distracting, and
Fucking
it's hard
Dio.
enough as it is with total of 8 people on the Discord at one time potentially. It's like, yeah, as it is, I'm gonna have to kill some characters. We've got 20 characters in a dungeon right now.
Damn,
including NPCs. 20.
that's a big ass dungeon.
It literally is. It's like 4 sheets of graph paper just filled.
That's awesome.
It,
That's cool. I'm
it,
glad that it's kicking. That's awesome.
yeah, but we miss you and Mac. You
Yeah, what
guys were
happened to Mac?
he's just busy with work and
Busy?
school. He's doing a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
new studies and things, and you know he's already in a couple of games, and it was a new game that he was joining, and he's like, I got to cut something. I get it. And Sunday's a rough night for everybody.
Yeah.
Some people got to go to work the next morning. Some people are in other countries in different time zones, and you know, I totally get it. And everybody except me has missed uh, numerous games, and I think I've called a couple of games because other people couldn't make it.
I've
If there
fallen
was
asleep 3 times.
yeah, he's falling asleep on. But if enough people say, "Hey, I can't make it," then I'll call it. But I've never called it just because of like I can't make
I
it.
think you did once.
I could see that if I was sick or something. Even when my back was hurting a couple of weeks ago, I was like, "Oh man!" I was like, "You know what? This will get my mind off it. I'll just move around a lot." You know, soldiered on through it, and sometimes especially with pain, if you can distract yourself from it with anything, um, it's way better to do that than to just lay around, all mopey and not
Yeah.
feeling good.
Well,
The
sometimes
best-
I think that's the strategy my doctor went for my back pain because the muscle relaxers he gave me, they kind of help with the pain, but they mostly make me so loopy I don't realize I'm in pain.
Were they
Yeah.
Flexeril
No.
or cyclobenzaprine?
Yeah, that one.
That's the same thing. But yeah, that stuff's. I was on that stuff, TCG for 10 years. First, it was for my back injury, and then I was having these stomach problems, and the doctor says, "Oh, I'll just put you on this," and I'm like, "That I was already taking that." Um,
yeah, that's
and
one
and
thing.
and
Doc.
then they made it like a class 3 or class 4 or 5 or something, so you can't really get it anymore unless it's really serious. And I'm like, that's good because I was,
Yeah.
10 years is quite a long time to be like you were saying, crafting, Gumby.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Me
take them that
neither.
often either. I'm
Yeah,
able.
don't.
I'm supposedly able to take them up to 3 times a day. It's like I barely take them a week. I'd rather deal
Good.
with the back
That's
pain
good.
sometimes.
Always avoid. Yeah.
Well, here's my option: deal with back pain, pass out.
Yeah.
Those are my
Well, see,
options.
that's what doctors, man. That's what they should tell you. It's like, listen, you're gonna trade one condition for the other. So, do you want the pain or do you want like being drunk all the time? So it's
Yeah.
like, you have to make that inner call to see, what you're willing to put up with.
And crafting, depending on what the injury, I'm not a doctor. For me, the best thing I did with my back injury, because it was really bad. I was literally almost unable to walk for a long time. The best thing I did was drop a ton of weight and walk as much as I can, and walk and or stand as much as
Oh,
possible.
in this instant, it would reduce the pain, but it wouldn't help. It
Reducing
uh,
is always better
this is
than.
2 misaligned discs, and the doctor
Mhm.
is hoping that we are able to you avoid surgery because this is that type of back pain or back problems.
Yeah, don't ever do back surgery. One slip up, one mistake, one miscalculation,
Dead.
and you're in a wheelchair for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Or dead.
Or dead.
Yeah. It depends on how
Bad the mistake or accident
the
is.
pain is. You might be willing to live with it. But yeah. I sent you the excerpt I sent everyone
Oh, that's
for
weird.
the sample of my writing.
Oh yeah.
Brian.
Do you on Discord?
Yeah. I
I'll
don't
give
know if
it.
Shadow wants to talk you into reading it live.
Oh, there you go. I'll read it in the voice of
No.
Simba,
Do
Small
not read it out
Marys.
loud.
Read it in the voice of Sidney Smallberry.
and he
No.
saw this little dog.
It's a teddy bear, but you're almost halfway there.
Yeah.
And HS, I'm in the second book of Gore. I'm going to try and read as far as I can because the first book was really good.
Well, I'm gonna be
Not
more
as
graphic in the future.
yeah, they get. I hear they get worse as they go deeper into the story, but I'm gonna read at least I think I've got 8 of them. Discord, it's kind of like a cross between Facebook and X, but there's a lot of different things you can do, video calls, and make different group chat places that are all private, or different levels of security that you can keep people out or only invite certain
It's
people.
like, be careful there, Lefevre. You're showing your age, not knowing what Discord is.
Don't feel bad, dude. I've only been on Discord like 2 years, and
I got a Discord because of you guys.
there's a lot you can do with
Oh
it.
my god.
There really is. You can post all kinds of videos and memes and stuff like that, or you can have open discussions.
Raven, get in here. I
Yeah.
want you to tell Brian your favorite parts of Layla and Mr. Scruffles.
Oh, Mr. Scruffles.
She never finished it.
I read one page and I was out. I knocked
What?
out.
And
But-
it was
Chatter's such a
tame.
prude.
It's definitely
It was-
tamer than what I wrote, I think.
No, it's tame. It doesn't even get into like super graphic language. It's only 6 pages. Well, I edited it. It's 5 pages.
Oh, really? Okay. Ghost Riders after number 7? Good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Ghost Rider, cool.
Yeah, that's well known, and that's why they're still writing them now that he's dead.
Oh, he is dead? I thought he was still alive.
Nah, he's dead. Dead in
Oh,
the
okay.
tornado.
We all need to chip in and get a badass artist to do a painting for what the fuck happened to my goddamn? Hold on a second. We need to get you an artist to paint you out like you're laying on a couch surrounded by all these hot chicks with cat ears and shit. And
Me?
put it behind you. Put it on your wall behind you.
Yeah,
So-
like the George painting from Seinfeld. But,
yeah, like that. But something a little bit more not
Risque.
tasteful.
Something less tasteful.
Less tasteful than that one.
More cat girls.
I'm surprised you haven't gone to town with the cat girl thing on AI art, dude. Just saying.
It's a joke, man.
Man,
I don't
I sent
actually
him
care for them.
A link to a bunch of STLs of like cat girls and shit.
And I told him, stop sending me this shit. It's disgusting.
And I actually, I made a reference to Justin in my very first storybook I had written with Shadow and Justin.
You think?
And Shadow's exact description was I hit the description with a sledgehammer.
Yeah,
There you go.
you're too brutal about it.
I literally described one of the main characters. She was receiving a shipment of supplies, and somebody ordered a crate full of posters of Hitler riding a nuclear bomb with a cat girl pasted on the side.
You're riding it down like Slim Pickens.
Yep.
Strange love.
Yeah, HS, the first one was awesome. The second one's pretty good, about halfway through. At some point, I'm actually going to do a review of the books on the channel. But
I played the original Talisman about a couple months ago. It's pretty fun.
really,
Yeah, I have those guys I game with. They have everything, dude. Like everything you could possibly
I
imagine.
played it once many decades ago. It was okay, for
It was fun.
for the
It's like
time.
a card game, the cards and stuff.
No, I thought it was a board game.
It is, but it has like cards.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
tiles.
and miniatures from GW. It was. I thought it was like kind of overhyped at the time, but I mean there was so little to hype, so it got the lion's share. I guess like that year or something. But I was just saying before you came on, I have got so many of these games that I've never played, not even once, like scores of them. Just little like the pocket games, like how Ogre came originally. You
Yeah.
know, one of these days I'm just gonna freaking break them all out and just freaking
Well,
dude.
you
You and me
could
and some other
do.
guys are just gonna play the shit ton, the
Seriously,
crap ton.
come down for a week or a weekend, a long weekend. Bring all that shit with you, and we'll film battle reports. And we'll put them on my fucking channel and shit. That'd be
Because there are
fucking
some
Yeah.
awesome.
there are some great little games that came in, either the envelopes or little tiny packages.
The little boxing ones.
Are
Like
you
the
could
heritage ones, those were great. Demon Lord, oh my god, I would love to play that game. Or Dragon Rage, where one player's the dragon and the other guy's playing the town, trying to defend against the dragon. And you've got like an army, but he's got a dragon.
you could do like Yield Geek used to do before he just turned it into a game, uh, a D&D game or whatever. Is like lay out the board game, have the camera facing down at it,
Yep.
and then just like you play one side and the chat plays the other side through
That'd be kind of cool.
consensus. And
I'll fucking
10
play
obviously
years
that.
you'd
old,
have to
huh?
move the piece for the chat.
Wow,
But
dude. I can only imagine how that would have affected me had I read Gore at 10. And it's a common argument,
whoa.
it's a common complaint about Talisman. You end up playing the frog half the time.
I don't remember the frog. I don't know. Maybe
But yeah,
I
I've got Grav Armor, I've got Star Smuggler, and I forget some of the other ones.
But they're like two-player games,
Knob
right?
Gobbler.
I've got Intruder by Task Force Games. I've got just all kinds of these games that you could literally put in your coat pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like Ogre originally came in a little plastic
Yeah,
envelope
I
with
remember.
a tiny little book, a little sheet of counters, and a little rule book and a map that folded out the
Yeah,
size.
I used to play Micro Armor back in the day too, right? And the books were
Ooh.
like that. They were like spiral bound, little pamphlet almost size fucking
Yeah.
book with they came in like a baggie with some counters and shit. I remember that shit being like $50 back then. That little rule book was crazy.
Micro Armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never played Micro Armor, but the company that made the original Ogre game in the envelope made about 30 different games that were all literally like 10-page rules, a counter sheet, and a map that folded up, an 8.5 by 11 piece of, like construction paper folded in quarters. Bolos, yeah, the Bolo series. I'm trying to finish that as well. And you could literally just take them to school in your pocket on the lunch, cafeteria table, sit it out, lay it out, play a couple of games of Ogre while you're eating your lunch. It was great. And they
We
had
used to play Twilight 2000 at lunch break up at school. It was cool.
I was playing these before I discovered a lot of those games because they were so cheap. They're like $3.99 for a cool game, Ogre, Chitin,
Yeah, GHQ.
Warp Wars, Kung Fu 2300 or whatever that one was. Just all kinds of weird, Invasion of the Air Eaters, and but they also had historical war games, Rommel's War, and just a bunch of different little tactical, games. One of them was called Sticks and Stones. You literally play as cavemen.
I think I've heard of that. Yeah.
There's
There's
these little.
There's a board game called Caveman. It came out like in the 2000s. That is a lot of fun. I played that at a game.
And you could have like different. You built your little army of cavemen and saber-toothed tigers or dinosaurs or whatever. Stuff that didn't exist supposedly at the same time. But and Chitin was basically two armies of ants fighting each other.
That's cool.
And Rivets came from that era.
I remember Rivets. I remember that
It
one.
was just a ton of these little games. Car Wars started out that way. Starfleet Battles started that way.
Well,
These little tiny games that would grow into something massive.
Those guys I game with, they have two sets of Car Wars in the original, like little plastic, almost like a pencil box, right? With the rule book in it and like the counter.
Yeah, TSR did that.
Yeah, and it was like it's one of them's not even. It's still sealed. I'm just like, what the?
You
He's
still
like,
have that?
yeah, these guys. I'm telling you, Shadow. When you come into town, I'll take you up to them to hang out. They got like a. They call it the carriage house. And it's
Gotcha.
like a giant fucking game room, and in all around it are bookshelves of nothing. Like you think, look behind you and look at all your shit. Times that by 10 or 15.
Oh, this is just one room.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, they got like 3 copies of like Mighty Empires and
Oh, really?
Warhammer Second Edition, and
Nice.
they got all the original like Avalon Hill shit. They got like
Fuck, dude, I
got
would kill to be
Blitzkrieg,
able to
they
play that
got
game.
fucking
Dude, that's one of the.
Gettysburg, they got Jutland, I got all that shit. They're like 1970s, 60s shit. It's amazing.
I've wanted a copy of Mighty Empires from Games Workshop since like 1980,
They got
81.
3.
Dude.
They got 3 sets of them.
Wow, dude. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not. I could probably pick up a copy for $250. But I just haven't pulled
They
the
got all
trigger.
the Shoguns.
I've got
Shoguns.
Samurai Swords, which is the remake after a period. But I had Fortress America.
Yeah, they got
And
that.
what was the other one? Not Axis and Allies, but there was another one that I had.
Well, Axis and Allies was like there's the modern board game that's kind of like Risk, but back in the day, there was like I can't remember the company, but it would come as like specific campaigns, and it would be a hex map,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, what's
and
up,
you
Doc?
get like reams and reams of little cardboard chits to move around.
I
had a bunch
actually
of those.
I actually worked for this company called Pewtercraft for a little while, helping them with the artwork for their sci-fi game, and helping with the Axis and Ally metal pieces that they created for things like, I want to say, like anti-aircraft guns and some other things that you could add to.
I actually got sent home from school one day for bringing a copy of that in with me because it had the flag on it in one
Oh,
corner for
Jesus.
D-Day.
It's a fucking flag, dude. It was
Yeah.
real. It really happened.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
And it's like I got an old school copy of Axis and Allies. I'll bring it in. We'll play. And it's like
It's just
You-
madness.
HS. That's why I
and
made
that was before I was into my politics.
to teach my son about all this hobby, because when guys like me and Cal and some of the rest of us, the older guys in the group, when we're done here, there's going to be this vast wealth of ancient freaking games that there's a good chance nobody's going to give a rat's ass about. They're going to all be glued to their freaking phone, and
Well, that's
Well, the era
I'm
of the phone
I'm
is
talking
it's not
20,
gonna
20, 20, 30 years down the road.
yeah.
So-
Actually, the era
always
of
be
the
people.
phone, of everybody being glued to their phone, is not as strong as it used to be. Yes,
Well,
kids are
it's
still attached
also
to their
always-
phone, but yeah, sorry.
It's also over exaggerated. It's no
Wow.
different than people
God.
reading the newspaper.
Wow, Doc, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
But
Conquest of the Empire, I don't remember that one.
I remember Conquest.
I don't.
But,
That-
I've
that's
got
like
I've got Stellar Conquest still sealed. I've always wanted to play that one, but I haven't ever popped it open. It's like, who am I going to play it with? Someone who's going to have to read freaking 100-page manual, like the little guy.
We need to get you out of the house, Shadow. We need to get you out of the house.
I
Make
get
some
out on the
friends.
weekends, and I've yet to meet but one gamer in a 100-mile radius of where I
We'll
live.
hook up with that.
Well,
Dude.
yeah, I know exactly why you don't meet that person. You're walking around with your cell phone out like this, playing fucking music without headphones.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like,
Yeah.
no one wants
Well,
to
no,
listen.
it's usually in my
rude.
vest pocket.
No one
It's
wants
usually
to
in my
hear
vest
your
pocket.
Britney fucking Spears, dude. Just put some headphones on.
Yeah, listen to some decent Taylor Swift like a normal man.
Hey, get it right. It's Spin Doctors. What was
Oh,
that? What was that guy? He played this weird looking dude, red hair, big glasses, big fat guy. He played this gay character, and he had that Spin Doctors song just on. That's the only thing he had on his Walkman or his MP3 player. It was funny. It's the only song on it, and that's the only song he ever listened to because it
Mr.
reminded
Can't
him
Be
of his
Wrong or
boyfriend.
whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, Two Princes or some shit like that. I forget. I got the CD somewhere. Um,
Oh,
Lefevre, that thing about your miniatures, that's sad. If that happens, that would be sad.
so HS
yeah, dude.
he showed off a bunch of his collection, right? Dude,
Yeah.
it's fucking massive, massive. If you want some original 40K shit, you need to talk to the man. He wants to get rid of it. Bunch of robot shit, bunch of
Who?
Gundams. HS Lefevre.
Oh,
The
okay.
Hottest sounds of Alaska. HS Lefevre. Sounds like a disc. I love that name. It sounds
Spin
like
Doctor
a
unsub. Dude, it was an Axis CD. There was like one song I liked it, but not one of the ones that was on the radio. But I mean, who amongst us doesn't have leftover CDs from some relationship or another? You know,
I don't
you
I
don't
don't either.
know.
really.
You going to bed? Well, come here and say hi to everybody.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah.
Mel. What's up?
You're in your panties?
No, I'm in my neck clothes.
She's in her crotchless panties. Sorry,
Shut
guys.
up. You're such a pig.
I believe Brian. I believe
Just
Brian.
You can't see anything. It's this camera right here.
And at least it's good to hear that the honeymoon is going well. Hey, Mel.
That's it.
Oh, tomorrow is our official 1 year wedding anniversary.
That's why I brought it up, bro.
Yeah, because you remember their wedding anniversary. You
Yeah,
remember
you got my own.
ours.
5 years.
I bought her a beautiful flower and a card. And it's, I guess first year is paper, right? So I gave her $100. You know what she got me?
There's $100 too much. You gave her $100 too much. You're supposed to give
She
her
just
an
bought you
IOU
books. They
note.
were early.
I got you those books.
She
What
did.
are
She
they
got
called?
me those CDs. Those are awesome, man.
I told you. Yeah.
You did good. You did good.
You're supposed to give her a letter of the chores you want done
Yeah.
together.
So listen, read HS right here. You know, he talked about his pops passed, and he's got like big old sheds full of shit.
Dude. Find me on Discord or
He doesn't know what Discord is.
where else?
Do you not have an email address you can send them?
Yeah.
send 'em.
It's shadowandsun47 gmail.com. No spaces.
There you go.
I'll just type it in. Everybody should already know this. It's in a bunch of my video descriptions.
Yeah. What you should also do is create a Discord link and email it to him.
There
Come
you go.
join some fucking
Yeah, he doesn't
Discord.
even have. Yeah, you can just
It's the
do it all at
21st
once.
century, bro. You're over 3 years old. You should know what Discord is.
I ran into some other weird like.
There you go, bud. Send me an email if you want to, parse
I ran
out
into
some
some
of that
other-
stuff. I know shipping's going to be a pain in the ass, but if I don't know someone who might be interested in, then yeah,
I'm telling
I
you, man,
know a
he
lot of
got
people.
a shit. He actually hooked me up with a bunch of cool shit. Some old Battleground World War II Easy 8 stuff. It was awesome. Thank you again, HS. I appreciate
really?
that. Brother. Very cool. Well, let me tell. So I'm on a bunch of different like social. I'm still on Blogger. That's really my big thing. That's my weirdworldwar2.com. But I'm on BitChute, Discord.
I used to be on
Facebook,
BitChute. I am on
Flickr,
Facebook and Twitter, not Twitter, Instagram. But I haven't. I never go to Instagram.
Instagram, Mastodon, Minds,
That's still a thing.
Rumble, and X.
I just deleted my Facebook account.
Oh, did
So
you?
in 30 days, I can start up a new one and get Instagram back.
Oh,
I got
is that what
booted
you
off
have
of
to do?
Instagram for following the wrong person.
Really?
Oh, really? That sucks.
Yeah. That person got banned, and because I was following them, my account got banned too.
Oh, that sucks.
That's ridiculously weak.
Yeah.
I had a one of the people that I follow on Colts. I like a lot of their shit, and I download a lot of their stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Beast STL3.
I had a MySpace.
They made a
I
Weird
did.
War II official
Or
like
Yeah.
STL
what was
for
the
us.
other one?
I technically too, but I created my MySpace in 2016. When did you
I
create
had a
yours?
MySpace back in the day. Sick.
MySpace.
God,
Yeah.
I literally haven't heard MySpace in
That's
forever.
it. Yahoo, yes. Yahoo chat rooms,
Yeah, I
Yahoo
had one of those
groups
too.
was the
And AOL.
shit. That was my first venture into like social media. Like all my Weird War stuff was at Yahoo groups. And when they said we're gonna close down, dude, it was a race to like secure all the shit I'd put up there or
Mhm.
paste and copy it or whatever. It sucked.
Yeah.
And I still have a Yahoo account, but it's so old that I don't know the email address because the backup email address was an AOL account,
Oh.
Damn.
and they won't let me back on
Is
because it's like,
AOL even around? I mean, is it like
yes,
the is it?
it technically is still around. That's what
No
blew my
shit.
mind. You know, 'cause
Fucking remember Hotmail? Hotmail changed
Hotmail?
to like they got all like MSN or whatever. They got like professional. They thought being called Hotmail was too racy or whatever, so they
Hell.
changed their thing. And I lost my email account because of that, and I couldn't
It's
get
like
it. I missed the window or whatever. So I like lost my first Facebook account because of that, and then Facebook changed their format, so I just didn't give a fuck about them. So the one I just deleted was like my my mom was my only contact. It's like,
yeah, that's how old mine was, and then she
yeah.
passed away.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, Outlook.
Outlook, yeah. I
Yeah,
think I
they
have
changed it to
some
Hotlet.
Outlook still.
Yeah,
So I've got, I know the account still works, but I can't get to it, and it's been that way for like 2 years. So I've got like 50,000 unchecked emails over there, and I actually called up Yahoo, and they had me call up AOL, and AOL was literally going to send me some paperwork to prove who I was and everything, so I
yeah,
can get back in there. I never heard from them again. It was like,
yeah.
why did you waste your time and my time with a, an hour long phone call, helping me out with this thing when you all you had to probably do was like hit print and then fold it up and put it in an envelope and stamp it and send it out.
True.
Yeah.
Just lame.
Oh. But yeah, they had like some
Wargaming
verification
web ring. I
thing, but I
remember
missed the
that.
window. And
HS, I'm so old. I go back to the play by mail games before
I
there
remember
was an
those.
internet.
no, stop this. You're so old. You go back to playing by rock games.
Play by rock.
That's right.
The instant
Yeah.
message is a thrown rock to your skull. Oh, hey, dude, what's up?
If you survived the head trauma, you get to take a turn.
That's it.
If you don't,
No, no.
you
You see,
lose.
Shadow is so Shadow actually played games where it was whoever survived being hit in the head was the winner.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
that
that's
was
what we're getting at.
And I'm not saying warfare either. It was literally a game where, okay, Ukuk, you get hit in the head next. You win. You get pretty girl.
Then he goes in and
what
it's
the
like
hell?
fucking Sarlacc.
Holy crap.
The days of like bonking women on the head with a big club and just dragging them by the hair to your lair, that's coming back. I'm bringing that back.
You're bringing that back?
I'm bringing
Right
it
on.
back.
And now
Self-addressed stamp
Brian,
envelopes, buddy. You know it.
now Brian will be playing his part from the local penitentiary.
That's it. Yeah, this is the last time you ever see me.
Oh no, Mel would bail you out. She'd sell all your stuff and bail your ass out.
No, I should just sell all his stuff.
Probably. Shit.
Well,
More than likely, it would be Mel in jail before me. She's a
Well,
fucking she's a firecracker, man.
go call Mel and I'll ask her if you brought home a woman that you bonked on the head with the purpose of having sex with her.
Hell yeah, dude.
Would she sell your stuff and bail you out of prison,
Nah, man.
or just sell your stuff?
She just film it.
I'm glad you went there instead of elsewhere. But either answer would have been, believable.
Just
film
saying.
you getting dragged off to prison.
Oh, speaking of like stupid shit, I've been watching online, like it's like all these like these far left like lunatics losing it about the election. Like they're screaming at like TikTok, and they're screaming at the oh my
Yeah.
god, these women. I mean, it's just like, oh, I'm not going on dating sites anymore. It's not
You
safe.
weren't
Or-
dating them
yeah,
anyway.
it's like what the just whatever they think the world is going to suffer from their not interacting with it. It's just so sad. I mean, I didn't even vote for the
Yes, it
motherfucker.
is.
I didn't vote for either one of those motherfuckers, and I'm not like, "Ooh, the world's gonna blow up."
Brian, stop for a minute. Because we had this problem like last week over on my show, or the week before, in the after room. One of the guys was doing this thing, and I was like, "You're not dating that girl.
Yeah,
You should be laughing at the soy boy that would have been getting pussy from that,
I know.
and
Dude.
is now not. She is punishing other liberals for that.
I mean, there's
That is funny. You should be laughing,
I know,
not
it's
being worried.
fucking hilarious, man.
I think my favorite
And
is
there's
the
only, like,
head
4 of
shaving.
them.
That's my favorite this year.
Oh yeah,
Is the head shaving? It's like, thank you. Now I don't even have to guess. It's like,
No. It's like you're more attractive now.
yeah. It's just, I mean,
Normally bald chicks aren't attractive, but you gained a point.
and there's something about them. They all have nose rings. Is that the
It's,
thing now?
The-
Nose
the-
rings?
the
Because a good majority of all these people just losing their shit.
septum piercings.
Yeah,
I
like
freaking despise
septum.
that. I can
The
tolerate the
bones
one on
and
the
shit hanging out
side a
of it.
little because it actually existed before that. In like Indian culture. I
Well,
remember
so did the septum piercings.
that was like a total new thing. That and the ear extension things. Oh god,
Oh,
it's like
okay,
Every
fucking
time I
gross.
see one of those, I just want to get a leash and just
Click it on.
pull her
Oh.
along. Yeah.
Oh, I have like they used to have the belt chains, right? I kept one of those, but the belt part ripped off, and I just put it on my keychain.
Sorry,
I have
guys.
a-
There's a train going by.
Yeah, I have at least, and every time I see a chick with a like malwares with the fucking
Yeah.
thing,
She
I
was
just
calling her.
walk up beside her on like the public transit, and I wave the.
You're like, it's time for a walk.
I just wave it. One day I'll get one.
Say, hey,
I thought you had a
Yeah.
girlfriend already.
Doesn't
you go.
matter. It's
Okay.
the fact that I know I can get one. It's
yeah.
just
So
keeping the
okay, you
game
brought
going.
that up, Shadow. Let's hear a little bit about Justin's girl. We don't
Fuck
see
no, I
her.
keep things private.
It's all private. All right.
Yeah, because she's in her gimp suit right now.
She's stapled to the wall.
Yeah, oh, right over there.
He's got a box. He's a and she's never seen your show. She has no idea what you're doing online. You've got the door locked. Good man. HS, that's the funniest thing I've read all night. Thank you for sharing.
Worlds shall not collide. It's the only piece of philosophy from Seinfeld I like. You keep your worlds separate, and your life will be happy.
I've always included, my
Well,
partners into like whatever I was doing.
well, I mean,
No.
believe it or not, folks out there in TV land, this was, a family channel. It still is, but it's kind of like that James at 17 thing, where you watch the kid grow up, and every once in a while, Jack will pop his head in, or do a show with me or something like that, but he's grown up
And
and
then call
matured.
everybody degenerates.
Right, and he's grown up and matured more than I have. So it's a nice contrast, for the people like Cal and Grim who've been with the channel since the very day one practically. I don't know how the hell they stumbled on our channel, but if it weren't for those two guys, I wouldn't have met any of you.
They're
guys.
who I have to blame for this nightmare.
Yeah, right. You were there every week, dude. Mike, that's classic. Was ... It was a family channel. I know, right?
We like making families. There you go.
Yeah, every 18, 20 years, I fake my own death and start a new one.
Except your franchise, new franchise.
Just like McDonald's.
That's it. It's like, oh, this place doesn't have a shadow franchise. It's time to make a new one.
But will the
Keep on
milkshake
trucking.
machine be working? This is the serious question.
And trust me, the milkshake's always working.
But
It's like-
does it bring the boys to the yard?
Well,
Unless you guys are volunteering, no.
I mean, listen, I'm like,
No, I will
furthest
not be
guy
one of your
that-
films.
I'm the furthest guy that could be.
Hey, I
approved.
still have Felix on speed dial, dude.
But that song is
What
on
were
a
you-
fucking like car commercial with like kids bouncing around in it. I'm like, you guys know what
Well-
that song means, right? That I'm like, what the fuck? It's just weird.
I'm telling you, man. In 20 years, shit is either gonna like be freaking The Handmaid's Tale on steroids or freaking Woodstock on steroids. I'm not sure which. Um,
I don't know, man. I mean, look at California. I mean, it's a beautiful state, beautiful place to live and walk around, but it's too expensive. Politics are fucking crazy. People are fucking crazy.
Well, we can
That's-
all hope that the Greater Cascadia movement will succeed and
Cascadia.
will purify the land.
telling you,
Man.
man.
I'm all about fucking living, I'm a live and let live kind of guy. I'm a big, but it's just like the force.
Yes, I know my right wing movements.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. All I tell my kids is, look, be vigilant in this world and be a force of good in the world. That's it. That's what I tell them.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, HS. It's nice every once in a while. I will see somebody with one of those T-shirts, Communist Republic of California or something like that.
yeah.
But where I live, it's actually it's pretty red. There's a lot of retirees out here. A lot of people just want to be left alone.
Yeah, it's red with a hammer
You
and
know-
sickle in the corner.
right.
Well, they showed a map of like the election, and the whole fucking country was red except for the major cities were blue.
Yep.
That was it.
Mhm.
It's always that way.
It was shocking. I'd never seen it like just
Like that. Yeah.
clear.
I've
clear.
seen
And
that image.
you
a
know,
lot lately.
because the Republican Party, which is going more and more and more to having the same policies as the left, with all the stuff that is really hated by the base. If it actually had like a get the game out instead of the bootstraps mentality, it would have the cities too. It
Yeah.
literally hands those over to the other party.
Unfortunately,
With like the shitty, stupidest ideology that has nothing
Yeah.
to do with conservatism whatsoever, like
It's like,
Rothbardian bullshit.
Like one of the big things about these people losing their shit is about the quote unquote woman's productive rights or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? If
Bitch,
I
make it
remember
lady.
correctly, all they did was they gave it to the states to fucking decide what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
How is that fucking saying the government has just denied you your rights?
well, because mainstream media has said everything but what you just said,
Yeah, it's just like
and they know the
your
God honest
shit.
truth. If the states really decided to do something, then they would, but they're not gonna. Because most of the states are made up of 50% men and 50% women, and as we all know, 50% men want to get laid, and so
Yeah.
they're like, "Yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. I'm out of here. 2 pumps and a squirt. I'm gone. So what does it matter?"
oh.
Well, the problem is the states
squirt.
the states that already had a functionally no abortion in their state just now say we actually have no abortion in our state. It was like,
Yeah.
well,
I mean,
I'm
listen.
going to say always trust a person's actions before their words, because that's
Right.
the reality of a thing. And the reality is they were already had no facilities
Hey,
in
welcome
their
to the
states
show, Alden.
to do
Right
that
as we're getting
thing.
ready to wrap it up.
We're a half hour over, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know, but Brian showed up, and it's
Yeah,
always
be
good
here
to-
earlier next time, you weird.
So I thought you started. Well, my 8, I guess, is an hour later than your 8 or whatever the fuck.
My
It's
started
also 9:30 on the weekend on Saturday. instead of
Yeah,
my time.
It's true. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all these fucking. Anyway, I don't want to get political because look, I honestly, guys, I walk pretty much in the center. I'm not gonna force my will on you. You do whatever the fuck you want.
I'll
But
force my
don't-
will on you, and you'll like it.
That's when there's the problem.
no, that's not a problem.
That's when
It's my
I
will being
Fight
properly approached.
Fight back.
Appreciate.
you know,
keep your fucking
HS
Birkenstock fucking dreadlock shit
thanks,
off my
thanks,
yard.
HS.
Do I have either Birkenstocks? Well, actually, I probably like Birkenstocks.
HS, come on back anytime, bro. I was going to say, there was a time I actually, before I became really susceptible to the cold because of my back injury, I was considering moving up to Alaska because I like the idea of being left the hell alone as well. But come on back anytime, man. It was great
We'll
having
only taser you a little bit.
you. Well, he'll taser you. I'll rifle through your collection and keep myself busy.
Oh, dude, it's so you should, if you get that email, HS, send him those pictures that you had on my on the Facebook group, dude. He'll fucking shit a brick, man.
Yeah, and learn what Discord is. It's very important.
It's really not.
You can
but,
also find me on Facebook. You've got my email now. Send me a list, pictures, whatever. I know a lot of people looking
gaming
for hot
stuff. Don't let Shadow. He's sneaky.
dude.
Like, send me pictures
Of your feet.
of your feet. Put some Birkenstocks
Oh,
on for me.
that was
No
good.
socks.
People are so gross.
I knew a
It's
girl
so
that
cool.
would make extra money just taking pictures of her fucking feet, dude. And these guys would send her shoes, and they would pay her like $100 to take a bunch of pictures of them wearing the shoe that they sent her, and she got to keep the shoes. That's it. That's fucking it.
That's crazy.
Some people just have too much fucking money laying
And
around.
too much free time.
Yeah.
So read that thing I sent you, Brian, and tell me your critiques.
Okay. Right now, like online.
I don't
All
know.
right,
Shadow wants you to do so.
I put some mood lighting on and
Light a couple candles.
some Barry White in the back.
There you go. Feed pics incoming. Thanks, Mike.
Layla rides Mr. Scruffles. Layla's perspective, Layla stepped into her bedroom, the dim light from the hallway spilling onto the soft carpet.
I don't think it's supposed
Quiet
to be allowed,
hum of the
Brian.
night wrapped around her like a blanket. And for a moment, she stood still, letting the warmth of the space seep.
Shadow,
into
you
her
might want to
skin.
cut the stream here soon if you don't want to get in trouble with YouTube.
All right, that's a very descriptive,
I think I'm overly descriptive.
Right off the top of his head, or it's actually that's Mel holding it up in front of him.
Nice. I like the title. Layla rides Mr. Scruffles.
Yeah. I just,
That's pretty good. I'll
I-
definitely
I-
read it, dude.
it's not
First
the best
touch
thing I've
of
ever
the
written.
fur against her thigh. I love it. Electric. Nice. I'll check it out, dude. My uncle, he kind of got me into the whole pulp, magazine, the men's magazines in the back of the day. But he'd have all those like exploitation and like kind of erotica, like softback books, just ridiculous shit like Mrs. Jennings, and her son's best friends, that kind of shit. But yeah, that shit was a lot of fun. It was fun. It was fun reading. It was hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah, I got to find a couple of good sites that have it all digitally downloaded.
Yeah, they're out there. Some of the
Yeah.
titles are crazy, man.
what
Like-
the
The pulp erotica stuff, like
okay? You do you know any of those sites that have them compiled?
I'm not in front of my laptop, but I think I might have some links to some pulp warehouses, like and it's not just that kind of shit. It's all pulp, like magazines.
Yeah, because I want to find like the Shadow and the Spider and
Oh,
you know,
dude,
the
yeah,
old
the Shadow
graphics
mags are badass.
and the Spider.
Was it Argosy or Argos or?
Yeah, that was one of them that I'm
that
looking
was a
into.
big sci-fi horror.
There were
kind
so
of mag.
many
It's a bunch
great,
of them.
and a lot
You're-
of great authors of our our favorites, got their start there. And there's so much out there
CHS.
that has, it's not just the sex stuff. It's the values. Men being men, and standing up for what's right, and truth and justice and those things. That's what I want more of, is to be able to read, the way people used to think, the westerns and the
You know-
detective and crime stories of just good old fashioned, values.
That was the thing I remember as a kid. I remember the police. It was about peacekeeping. It wasn't fucking enforcing the laws. It was like keeping the peace.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
like,
And
and
protecting
these
the
guys,
innocent.
I guess it's gray. They make the call of the situation, but you weren't going to fucking jail for the stupidest bullshit. You weren't getting ticketed. You were just like, go the fuck home.
Yep.
Go home. You go
Walk
home.
it off.
Yeah, walk it
you don't
off.
have to go home, but you can't stay here kind of mentality.
Yeah,
It
you
wasn't
don't
like
start
go to
getting
jail.
you don't get start getting like in trouble for shit unless it's a reoccurring, right? Like,
Yeah,
Right.
or if it's
Yeah.
big, like you kill somebody, or you
Or
fuck
like
up something.
something's like seriously broken or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or to fight, or
Now I
someone,
don't know if the days were ever really like that, because in my lifetime I've never seen that. It's
well,
always
no, but
been
you literally would have had to have been born in like the 20s,
yeah.
to
Because
see that. But from what I remember, the way my old man used to talk, and things were, a lot more,
Relaxed.
not just relaxed, but like the old expression, when men were men. You know what I mean? You knew, you were brought up with those values of what was expected of you, and if you did anything else, you were a lily livered coward. And now being a lily livered coward is like a virtue. That's ridiculous.
And enforcing like decency and values is more racism
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
because you'd have to enforce it on
certain
minorities.
demographics,
Yeah.
because they were the ones violating those social norms. And
Dancing on the desks in class. I love that GIF. You ever see that one? The black girl gets up on the desk and the white kid just her legs, just shaking her booty or whatever. It's like the teacher's in the class. I can fuck around. It's like funk.
yeah, there's some great classroom movies, the Substitute series of movies. You guys ever see those?
no,
Yeah.
Oh, they're great. Watch
I know the
those.
first one is on Tubi.
Yeah, those are good.
I don't know about the rest. He's like
I think the first one was Tom Berenger, and then it was
like what's his name has to take over for substituting because his friend from Nam was killed by
Yeah.
his students.
Oh, speaking of the Nom, there's a Weird War Nom movie coming out. It's like GIs, gooks, and dinosaurs.
nice.
Yeah, it's coming out.
Protect and serve.
I
Exactly.
can't remember what it was called though,
Yeah.
but it's coming out soon.
And that
Yeah.
whole idea, Omen, is sorely missing. Not just in certain areas, but the whole planet. Could use some more of that idea. Of if everybody does the right thing, everybody else will benefit from it as well.
Well, it's like, what happened to self-reliance? Just think, if people were self-fucking reliant, all the bullshit, like, you want to be trans, that's fine. You just do it. You don't fucking, do this. You got to do this because of me. No, you just fucking do it. You just live it. You live your life, and that's it, right? You just you have a job, and you take care of your own, and you do your own thing. And what the fuck? What happened to that? Now everybody's in these goddamn camps. Everybody's in smaller and smaller groups. Everybody has a goddamn label. It's like, come on, just fucking. It's maddening. I don't know.
And with that, I'm going to bid you all adieu. I have got to do some dad stuff. See you guys tomorrow over on
Daddy
Justin's show.
Where we're going to talk about writing. Well, Shadow's writing 3 French maids being taken to desert world where they get four French maids getting taken to a desert world where they're going to get mangulated between the legs.
Damn. My favorite, nuns. That's my jam right there.
I show him a picture. I showed him someone's art of four French maids, and he's like, "I'm writing that." I was like,
I'm writing
"You don't have
those
to write
ladies.
Yeah, basically, those four French maids go to gore.
that." Yeah.
Ah, are they in French maid uniforms?
For part of the story.
That's kind of cool.
The rest of they're in other uniforms.
Well,
That being
Chainmail
none.
bikinis. That's the next step.
That's
Go
too
from
much.
French maid,
yeah,
chainmail bikini.
right. It's more like birthday suits, but tomato,
Oh, that's
tomato.
cool too. The little pasties. With, like,
No.
And I'm working on a haunted mansion story where the characters are
It's
meeting
Scooby Doo.
ghosts and-
Scooby Doo meets Revenge of the Nerds,
oh, that's
right?
pretty cool.
well, yeah.
Meets
and Call of
Road.
Duty.
Well, I'm not going that dark with the monsters. There's maybe one tentacle monster. I might work on that later.
You gotta have tentacle monsters, dude. It's just a prerequisite.
I'm doing a scene with 2 minotaurs.
Minotaurs, hell yeah.
Minotaurs.
Okay, now I have to throw a tentacle monster in my story too. Is that what you're saying? All right.
You don't have to.
No, I probably won't, but I know where I could.
I mean, not to get too graphic, tentacles or the knot. That's when you really gone fucking.
I was thinking I might do a shifter series after this. I've got an idea
got
for
the
like
werewolves, you
a
got
a 6-book series percolating back here with werewolves.
the knot tales.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Pinkies, nice, Mike. You
all
were
right,
funny,
guys.
motherfucker. You know that, Mike?
Well,
Jinkies.
I got work in the morning. I'm gonna head off too. But
I will
good
see you
talking with
guys. I will
everybody.
see you guys tomorrow.
Party on,
And
man.
everybody else, have a great weekend. Those of you in rain, soggy counties and whatnot, stay dry. Keep your powder dry and stay safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow and then again on Saturday evening. But until then, happy trails.
Don't forget.
Party on.
Also, keep it weird.
No.
Yeah, keep it weird, motherfucker.
If I got weirder, I'd be like you, and nobody wants that.
That's
He
true.
does have a point.
That's true. All right, guys, take it easy. Oh, and hey, Crafty, shoot me a message if you want me. If you let me see that mini.
Oh, I put it in the private chat. I can send you on direct on Discord if you want, though.